The harmony in Umbrielle. I want to tell you a story. In a realm where the skies were in constant turmoil and the land below bore the scars of relentless storms, there lived a girl named Umbrielle. With cascading locks as white as freshly fallen snow, she possessed a rare gift, control over the weather. Yet, Umbrielle was not born to revel in her abilities. Instead, she grappled with the responsibility thrust upon her. The once thriving kingdom of Eldoria had succumbed to the capricious whims of nature. Torrential rains flooded fields, lightning danced across the horizon, and relentless winds whipped through villages, leaving destruction in their wake. Desperation hung in the air like a thick fog, and the people of Eldoria yearned for a saviour. Umbrielle, orphaned at a young age, had kept her powers hidden, fearing the weight they carried. But as the storms intensified, an ancient prophecy whispered through the land, foretelling of a girl with hair as pale as moonlight, who would emerge as the key to restoring balance. Reluctantly, Umbrielle accepted her destiny. With each step, her determination grew, and she embraced the elements coursing through her veins. The very clouds responded to her call, and winds whispered secrets only she could comprehend. Her journey took her through lush forests, over treacherous mountains, and across desolate plains. Along the way, she encountered allies who believed in her cause, a wise sage who guided her through the intricacies of weather manipulation, a courageous warrior who fought by her side, and a gentle healer who mended the wounds left by the storms. As Umbrielle delved deeper into her powers, she discovered the delicate balance that governed the weather. It was not about suppressing the storms, but understanding their purpose. Rain nurtured the soil, lightning rejuvenated the earth, and winds carried whispers of hope. At last, standing atop the highest peak in Eldoria, Umbrielle faced the tempest that had ravaged the kingdom. With outstretched arms, she summoned the clouds and channeled the energy within her. A symphony of elements danced to her command. The rains fell gently, lightning illuminated the sky like a celestial display, and winds whispered promises of renewal. The storms abated, and the sun emerged from behind the clouds, casting a warm embrace upon the rejuvenated land. The people of Eldoria rejoiced, their homes and fields restored. Umbrielle, now a symbol of hope, looked upon the transformed kingdom with a sense of fulfillment. Her white hair shimmered in the sunlight, a reflection of the purity she had brought to a world once shrouded in chaos. Umbrielle, the girl who harnessed the power of the heavens, had fulfilled her destiny, and Eldoria stood as a testament to the delicate harmony she had restored. The Inventor's New Glasses. I want to tell you a story. Yolanda, a brilliant but eccentric inventor, had always been fascinated by the mysteries of human behavior. She spent her days tinkering in her cluttered workshop, surrounded by gears, wires, and a myriad of strange contraptions. One day, after years of tireless experimentation, she stumbled upon a remarkable discovery that would change her life forever. Yolanda had invented a pair of magical glasses that could reveal the true intentions of those around her. Intrigued by the possibilities, she eagerly donned the glasses, unsure of what to expect. As she peered through the enchanted lenses, the world around her transformed. Colours shimmered with hidden meanings, and a subtle glow emanated from the people she encountered. Her first test subject was her neighbour, Mr. Jenkins, a friendly man with a perpetual smile. To her surprise, the glasses unveiled a swirl of conflicting emotions beneath the surface: resentment, jealousy, and a touch of sadness. Yolanda was taken aback, realizing that people's true intentions were often far more complex than they appeared. Determined to explore the potential of her invention, Yolanda decided to attend a social gathering at the town square. The lively event was filled with laughter and camaraderie, but the glasses painted a different picture. Beneath the facade of joy, she saw deceit, ulterior motives, and hidden agendas. As Yolanda navigated through the crowd, she noticed a mysterious figure watching her from afar. Intrigued, she approached the stranger, adjusting the magical glasses to gain insight into their intentions. To her surprise, the person's motives were pure. They admired Yolanda's invention and wanted to collaborate on a project that could benefit the community. Emboldened by this revelation, Yolanda and her newfound ally embarked on a journey to use the magical glasses for good. They formed a team of like-minded individuals who sought to expose dishonesty, foster genuine connections, and bring about positive change in their community. However, Yolanda soon realized the challenges of navigating a world where intentions were laid bare. Trust became a scarce commodity, and relationships faced new obstacles. Despite the hardships, Yolanda remained determined to use her invention responsibly. In the end, Yolanda's magical glasses became a symbol of transparency and authenticity. While the world grappled with the uncomfortable truths they revealed, Yolanda's invention ultimately helped people confront their own intentions, fostering a more honest and compassionate society. The Melodic Cure. I want to tell you a story. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there existed a peculiar curse that had befallen the inhabitants. An eerie and oppressive silence had settled over the village like an invisible shroud, stealing away the joyous sounds of laughter, birdsong, and the rustling of leaves. The curse had been cast by an ancient sorcerer, leaving the villagers unable to communicate through spoken words or enjoy the melodies of life. Amidst this desolate silence, a young girl named Zenith emerged as the only hope for the villagers. Zenith possessed a unique gift, the power of music. She could weave enchanting tunes with her voice and a mysterious silver flute passed down through generations in her family. The elders of the village believed that Zenith's musical prowess held the key to breaking the curse and restoring the lost sounds of their world. Driven by the weight of responsibility and a deep sense of compassion for her people, Zenith embarked on a journey to uncover the secrets of the curse. Her quest led her through dark forests and across moonlit meadows, where the shadows seemed to dance to the rhythm of her heart. Along the way, she encountered mystical creatures and faced challenges that tested her courage and resolve. Guided by the whispers of the wind and the gentle hum of the stars, Zenith finally reached the heart of the enchanted forest, where an ancient tree stood, its branches entwined with the threads of the curse. As she played her silver flute, the melody echoed through the stillness, causing the leaves to tremble and the roots of the tree to stir. With each note, Zenith poured her heart into the music, infusing it with the emotions of longing, hope, and the collective yearning of the village. As the final strains of the haunting melody resonated through the air, a radiant burst of light emanated from the ancient tree. The curse began to unravel, and the village was slowly released from the suffocating silence that had gripped it for so long. The first sounds that returned were the joyful laughter of children, the melodious songs of birds, and the gentle rustling of leaves. The villagers gathered in awe and gratitude as they witnessed the miraculous transformation brought about by Zenith's music. The once cursed village was now alive with the symphony of life. Zenith, her mission fulfilled, became a cherished figure in the village, her music a source of solace and joy for generations to come. The tale of the girl who broke the curse with the power of music echoed through the hills, a reminder that even in the darkest of silences, the melody of hope could prevail. The power of teamwork. I want to tell you a story. In the small village of Celeste, nestled between rolling hills and surrounded by a thick forest, lived a young astronomer named Devon. From a young age, Devon was fascinated by the mysteries of the night sky, spending countless hours gazing at stars and planets through his telescope. His passion for astronomy earned him the nickname Star Watcher among the villagers. One fateful night, as Devon scanned the heavens, he noticed a celestial anomaly that sent shivers down his spine. An asteroid, dark and ominous, was hurtling directly towards Celeste. Fear gripped Devon's heart as he realized the imminent danger that threatened his beloved village. With a sense of urgency, Devon rushed to the village square and gathered the residents to share the alarming news. The once vibrant atmosphere turned somber as the villagers absorbed the gravity of the situation. Their homes, families, and way of life were at stake. Devon, however, was not one to succumb to despair. Despite the fear that gripped the village, he stepped forward and declared, "We can overcome this threat, but only if we work together. Each of us has unique skills that, when combined, can save our home." The villagers were skeptical, but willing to listen. Devon explained his plan. They needed to construct a massive catapult to launch projectiles at the asteroid and alter its course, diverting it away from Celeste. However, the construction required expertise from various fields: engineering, carpentry, metalworking, and more. Reluctantly, the villagers began to collaborate, setting aside their differences and pooling their skills. Devon guided them with his knowledge of astronomy and mechanics, ensuring that every aspect of the plan was meticulously executed. As the catapult took shape, the villagers discovered the strength in unity and the power of their collective abilities. Days turned into nights as the villagers toiled tirelessly. Their once despondent faces now radiated determination. A spirit of camaraderie flourished, bridging gaps that had divided them for years. The impending catastrophe had forged an unbreakable bond among the people of Celeste. Finally, the colossal catapult stood ready, a testament to the villagers' shared efforts. As the asteroid loomed ever closer, the villagers gathered around the makeshift control center. With a synchronized push, they launched the projectiles into the vastness of space. A collective gasp filled the air as the villagers anxiously watched the celestial dance between their projectiles and the menacing asteroid. After a nerve-wracking moment, the asteroid veered away from Celeste, altering its course into the infinite cosmos. Cheers erupted as the villagers embraced one another, realizing the incredible feat they had accomplished through teamwork. Devon, the young astronomer who had ignited the spark of unity, stood amidst the jubilation, a humble smile playing on his lips. From that day forward, the village of Celeste not only survived but thrived. The experience taught them the enduring lesson that in the face of adversity, the power of teamwork could overcome even the greatest challenges. And so, under the starry skies, the people of Celeste continued to grow, bound together by the shared triumph that had saved their home. The Kindness Mirror. I want to tell you a story. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a young herbalist named Athena. She spent her days tending to the vibrant array of plants that surrounded her cozy cottage, learning the ancient craft of herbalism passed down through generations of her family. Athena possessed a gentle spirit and a curiosity that often led her to explore the hidden corners of the woods. One day, as she wandered deeper into the heart of the forest, Athena stumbled upon an old, ornate mirror propped against the trunk of an ancient oak tree. Intrigued by its unusual presence, she cautiously approached the mirror and found herself captivated by the intricate patterns etched into its frame. Without thinking, Athena gazed into the mirror and gasped at what she saw. Instead of her own reflection, the mirror revealed the inner kindness of Hinat, a radiant glow that shimmered with warmth and compassion. As she continued to watch, she realized that the mirror had the extraordinary ability to reflect the true nature of a person's soul. Excitement and curiosity bubbled within Athena as she envisioned the possibilities of such a remarkable object. She decided to take the mirror back to her cottage, eager to share this newfound treasure with the villagers. Little did she know that the mirror held more profound lessons than she could have ever imagined. The news of Athena's discovery spread like wildfire throughout the village, and soon people gathered at her cottage, eager to witness the mirror's magic. One by one, they approached the mirror with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. As each person peered into the mirror, the reflection revealed their inner kindness or, in some cases, the lack thereof. The mirror became a catalyst for self-reflection and a source of inspiration for the villagers to cultivate empathy and compassion within themselves. Athena, too, was not immune to the mirror's teachings. As she observed the reflections, she began to understand the complexity of human nature and the importance of empathy in bridging the gaps between hearts. The mirror served as a gentle reminder that everyone carries both light and darkness within, and that kindness and understanding could illuminate even the darkest corners. Over time, the village transformed. The mirror became a symbol of unity and compassion, fostering a sense of community that transcended differences. People began to prioritize empathy, seeking to understand each other rather than passing judgment. In the end, Athena's journey into the forest had not only gifted her a magical mirror, but had also opened her eyes to the profound impact kindness and empathy could have on a community. As the village flourished with newfound harmony, Athena continued her work as a herbalist, her heart full of gratitude for the mirror that had taught her the true meaning of kindness. The Starry Friendship. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time in the small town of Celestial Grove, there lived a bright-eyed and curious girl named Bailey. From a young age, Bailey harboured a deep fascination with the stars that adorned the night sky. Her room was adorned with posters of constellations, and her nights were spent with her trusty telescope, exploring the mysteries of the universe. One clear summer night, as Bailey gazed through her telescope, she noticed a peculiar sight, a shooting star streaking across the sky. But this was no ordinary star. It seemed to be falling closer and closer to Earth. Determined to investigate, Bailey grabbed her backpack and set off into the woods where the star had landed. To her surprise, she discovered a tiny, radiant being sitting amidst the soft moss. It was the fallen star, and it looked up at Bailey with eyes that sparkled like the night sky itself. Intrigued and unafraid, Bailey introduced herself, and the two quickly became friends. The fallen star, whom Bailey affectionately named Stella, shared stories of the cosmos and its wonders. Bailey listened in awe as Stella spoke about galaxies, nebulae, and the secrets hidden within the vastness of space. As their friendship grew, Bailey realized that Stella possessed a unique ability, the power to illuminate the darkness around her and bring warmth to the coldest of nights. As the seasons changed, Bailey and Stella became inseparable. They explored the woods, chased fireflies, and spent countless nights stargazing. Bailey's small town was abuzz with rumours of the girl who befriended a fallen star, and soon the townspeople began to understand the enduring power of friendship that blossomed between them. One day, a stormy night descended upon Celestial Grove, casting a shadow over the town. The once vibrant community found itself shrouded in darkness and fear. But Bailey, remembering the warmth and light that Stella brought into her life, decided to share this gift with the town. Together, Bailey and Stella ventured into the heart of Celestial Grove, where they reached out to each resident, sharing the light of the fallen star. Slowly but surely, the darkness began to recede, replaced by the comforting glow of friendship and unity. The people of Celestial Grove learned a valuable lesson that night, that even in the darkest of times, the enduring power of friendship could illuminate the path forward. Bailey and Stella became symbols of hope, reminding everyone that true friendship could overcome any challenge. As the storm clouds parted, revealing a star-lit sky above, Bailey and Stella continued their adventures, inspiring others to look up and appreciate the beauty that existed in both the cosmos and the connections they shared with one another. And so, in the small town of Celestial Grove, the tale of Bailey, the aspiring young astronomer, and Stella, the fallen star, became a timeless story of the enduring power of friendship. The Magical Sculptor. I want to tell you a story. Dorothy Hawthorne, a gifted sculptor with a heart full of passion, lived in the quiet town of Eldoria. Known for her remarkable talent, Dorothy could transform blocks of stone into masterpieces that seemed to capture the very essence of life. However, despite her artistic prowess, she often felt a void within, a longing for something more profound than the mere physical beauty of her creations. One day, as Dorothy wandered through the enchanted forest that surrounded Eldoria, she stumbled upon a peculiar stone, unlike any she had ever encountered. Its surface shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and she sensed a mysterious energy emanating from it. Excitement surged through her veins as she envisioned the possibilities. Dorothy brought the mystical stone to her workshop and began sculpting with an intensity she had never felt before. As she chiseled away at the stone, a magical figure emerged, a breathtaking being that radiated an ethereal light. To her astonishment, the statue's eyes flickered open, and a soft voice filled the room. "I am Aria," the enchanting figure spoke. "Thank you, Dorothy, for bringing me to life." Aria possessed a wisdom that surpassed the mortal realm. She taught Dorothy that true beauty wasn't confined to external appearances, but dwelled within the depths of one's soul. The magical being spoke of kindness, empathy, and the ability to see the beauty in others. As Dorothy spent more time with Aria, she discovered a newfound appreciation for the world around her. Together, they wandered through the town, observing the simple acts of kindness that often went unnoticed. Aria showed Dorothy the beauty in a child's laughter, the warmth of a helping hand, and the grace of forgiveness. With each passing day, Dorothy's sculptures transformed. No longer focused solely on external perfection, her creations now reflected the wisdom Aria had bestowed upon her. Eldoria buzzed with admiration for Dorothy's evolving art, and people from neighbouring towns travelled to witness the magical sculptures that seemed to radiate a profound inner beauty. As time went on, Aria spoke of her destiny to return to the mystical realm from which she came. Dorothy, once fearful of losing her newfound friend, now understood that true beauty transcended physical form. Aria's departure became a bittersweet moment, for she left behind a legacy of inspiration and a town forever changed by the lessons of love and compassion. Dorothy continued to sculpt, not as a mere artist, but as a vessel for the profound truths she had learned. Her creations became timeless symbols of the magic she had experienced, and Eldoria became a haven of love and acceptance, forever touched by the enchanting presence of Aria. The Wisdom from Orin. I want to tell you a story. In a small village nestled between ancient woods and rolling hills, there lived a girl named Edith. She possessed a unique gift, the ability to understand the languages of animals. From the chirping birds to the chattering squirrels, Edith could communicate with them all. Her eyes sparkled with kindness, and her heart resonated with the gentle rhythms of the natural world. One day, while exploring the mystical forest near her home, Edith encountered a wise old owl perched on a gnarled branch. The owl, named Orin, had a coat of feathers that shimmered silver in the moonlight. His eyes gleamed with centuries of wisdom, and he looked at Edith with a knowing gaze. "Greetings, young one," hooted Orin. "I sense a rare gift within you, the ability to understand the language of the creatures of this forest." Edith, wide-eyed with amazement, nodded in acknowledgement. "Yes, I've always felt a connection with the animals. It's like we share a secret language." Orin extended his wing, inviting Edith to join him on the branch. As they sat side by side, a bond formed between the girl and the wise old owl. Orin began to share tales of the forest's history and the lessons he had learned from observing its inhabitants. "Life is a tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow," Orin advised, his voice like a gentle breeze. "Embrace both, for they shape the fabric of your existence." Edith listened intently as Orin spoke of balance, resilience, and the interconnectedness of all living things. The owl revealed secrets of the natural world, teaching Edith to appreciate the delicate harmony that existed between predator and prey, day and night, growth and decay. As the seasons changed, Edith visited Orin regularly, seeking his guidance and wisdom. The wise old owl became not only a mentor, but also a cherished friend. With every conversation, Edith's understanding of the world deepened, and her heart expanded with compassion. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow across the forest, Orin imparted his final piece of wisdom to Edith. "Remember, dear one," he hooted softly, "the true magic lies in the connections we forge and the love we share. Carry the lessons of the forest in your heart, and you will never be alone." With those words, Orin spread his wings and soared into the starlit sky, leaving Edith with a profound sense of gratitude and purpose. As she returned to her village, Edith carried the teachings of the wise old owl with her, sharing the timeless wisdom with those around her. And so, the girl who understood the languages of animals became a beacon of light in her community, a living testament to the invaluable lessons learned from the wise old owl in the heart of the enchanted forest. The Sorceress's Vault. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Morpheus, dreams were not merely figments of the night, but tangible entities that held the essence of hope and inspiration. However, an evil sorceress named Melora had devised a wicked plan to steal these dreams, plunging the once vibrant kingdom into despair and darkness. The people of Morpheus lived in a perpetual state of gloom, their faces reflecting the stolen dreams that Melora had locked away in a mystical vault. The once bustling streets were now shrouded in a thick fog, and the vibrant colours of the kingdom had faded to shades of grey. In this desolate land, there lived a brave and determined girl named Fiona. Fiona had heard tales of the stolen dreams and the misery that had befallen her people. Unlike others who succumbed to the hopelessness, Fiona's spirit burned with an unyielding flame. She couldn't bear to see her kingdom suffer, and so she decided to embark on a perilous journey to recover the stolen dreams. Armed with only a small satchel, a glowing pendant given to her by her grandmother, and an unwavering resolve, Fiona set out on her quest. Her journey took her through treacherous forests, across murky swamps, and over towering mountains. Along the way, she encountered mythical creatures and faced numerous challenges, each testing her courage and determination. Finally, after days of relentless travel, Fiona reached the entrance of Melora's dark fortress. The air was heavy with an ominous aura, but Fiona pressed on, her pendant glowing brighter with every step. As she ventured deeper into the fortress, she discovered the vault where the stolen dreams were imprisoned. The dreams were trapped within shimmering orbs, each one pulsating with the energy of 1,000 aspirations. With a deep breath, Fiona confronted Melora, a sinister figure cloaked in shadows. A fierce battle ensued, with Fiona using her wit and the power of her glowing pendant to combat the sorceress. In a moment of desperation, Fiona unleashed the pendant's true power, creating a burst of radiant light that weakened Melora. Seizing the opportunity, Fiona shattered the vault, releasing the stolen dreams back into the kingdom. The moment the dreams returned, the kingdom began to transform. The fog lifted, and colours blossomed, painting the world in vibrant hues once again. The people of Morpheus felt a renewed sense of hope and inspiration. Fiona, hailed as a hero, stood in the midst of the rejuvenated kingdom, her pendant now a symbol of resilience and triumph. The once stolen dreams now danced in the night sky, spreading joy and inspiration to all. The kingdom of Morpheus had been restored, thanks to the bravery of a young girl named Fiona, who dared to dream of a brighter future. The Enchanted Shoes. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a talented dancer named Greta. She possessed a natural grace that captivated the hearts of everyone who watched her perform. Greta's every movement seemed like a dance with the wind, and her feet glided effortlessly across the stage, leaving the audience mesmerized. One day, while exploring an old attic filled with forgotten treasures in her family's ancestral home, Greta stumbled upon a dusty, forgotten box. As she opened it, a soft glow emanated, revealing a pair of enchanted ballet shoes. Intrigued, she carefully put them on and felt an otherworldly energy surging through her. From that moment, Greta's dancing took on a magical quality. The enchanted shoes responded to her every thought, allowing her to perform feats that were beyond the reach of any ordinary dancer. The townspeople marvelled at her extraordinary talent, and Greta's fame spread far and wide. However, with the newfound fame came a change in Greta. She became boastful and arrogant, believing that her talent was solely a result of her own abilities. The townspeople, who once adored her, began to distance themselves as her prideful demeanour overshadowed her remarkable talent. One night, as Greta prepared for a grand performance in the town square, a mysterious figure appeared before her. It was an old woman with wise eyes that seemed to penetrate Greta's very soul. The woman revealed herself to be the guardian of the enchanted shoes and warned Greta of the danger of arrogance. These shoes were not meant to feed your pride, but to teach you the essence of humility and grace, the old woman explained. Take heed, for unchecked pride can tarnish even the most beautiful of talents. Greta, initially resistant to the idea that her pride could be a flaw, reluctantly agreed to the old woman's advice. As she danced that night, the enchanted shoes subtly guided her movements, emphasizing the importance of humility and grace. Greta felt a profound shift within herself, and by the end of her performance, she realized the truth in the old woman's words. From that day forward, Greta embraced her extraordinary talent with a newfound humility. The townspeople, sensing the change in her, welcomed her back into their hearts. Greta continued to dance with grace and humility, understanding that true beauty lay not just in the movements of her body, but in the spirit that guided them. The enchanted ballet shoes, now content that their purpose was fulfilled, faded away, leaving behind a legacy of a humble and graceful dancer whose performances touched the souls of all who watched her. And so, in the small town nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, Greta continued to dance, inspiring generations to come with her extraordinary talent and the lessons of humility and grace she had learned. The Fairness Realm. I want to tell you a story. In the quiet town of Ellsworth, nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, lived Iris Mitchell, a woman of extraordinary intellect. Iris, a gifted mathematician, had always been captivated by the beauty of numbers and the mysteries they held. Her reputation for solving complex problems had spread far and wide, but little did she know that her greatest challenge was about to present itself. One brisk autumn evening, as Iris sat by the fireplace engrossed in her latest mathematical puzzle, a mysterious letter arrived at her doorstep. The envelope bore no return address, and its contents revealed a riddle that seemed to transcend the boundaries of mathematical theory. Undeterred, Iris delved into the intricate web of numbers, symbols, and patterns. Days turned into nights as she pored over her notes, scribbling equations and diagrams across the pages of her worn-out notebook. The riddle, like a tantalizing enigma, hinted at a doorway to a world where fairness prevailed, and Iris was determined to unlock it. After weeks of tireless effort, Iris had an epiphany. The solution came to her in a moment of clarity, an elegant equation that held the key to the elusive door. With trembling excitement, she traced the solution on the letter, and before her eyes, the paper transformed into a shimmering portal. Hesitant yet resolute, Iris stepped through the threshold and found herself in a world bathed in a soft, ethereal light. The air felt charged with a profound sense of justice, and as she explored, Iris discovered a realm where fairness and equality were not just ideals, but the very fabric of existence. In this extraordinary world, disputes were settled through algorithms that ensured impartiality, and kindness was the currency that fueled prosperity. Iris, initially awestruck, soon became an integral part of this harmonious universe. Her mathematical prowess was celebrated, and she collaborated with the inhabitants to create systems that upheld justice and fairness in every aspect of their lives. As the seasons cycled through this enchanted land, Iris thrived in her newfound home. She realized that the riddle she had solved wasn't just a mathematical challenge. It was a gateway to a place where the beauty of numbers was inextricably linked with the principles of fairness and equity. Word of Iris's journey spread back to Ellsworth, where her absence was keenly felt. Friends and admirers marveled at the mystery of her disappearance, unaware of the incredible world she now called home. In the end, Iris Mitchell, the gifted mathematician, had not only solved a riddle, but had unlocked a door to a realm where the equations of fairness and justice held sway, creating a haven for those who sought a better, more equitable existence. The Peace Bridge. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint land of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there were two kingdoms, Amberdale and Sablehaven, that had been locked in a bitter feud for generations. The people of each kingdom had forgotten the root cause of their conflict, but the animosity persisted like a dark cloud over the once vibrant region. In the heart of Eldoria lived a young and imaginative architect named Halsey. From a tender age, she was captivated by the art of construction and the way structures could shape the world. Halsey's dream was to build bridges, not just of stones and mortar, but bridges that connected hearts and minds. One day, as Halsey strolled through the bustling market square, she overheard tales of the ongoing strife between Amberdale and Sablehaven. The weight of the discord hung heavily on the shoulders of the Eldorians, and Halsey felt an indomitable urge to make a difference. Inspired by her vision, Halsey sketched and designed a magnificent bridge that would span the river that divided the two kingdoms. It was a bridge of unity, adorned with intricate carvings that depicted the shared history and culture of Amberdale and Sablehaven. The arches of the bridge reached high into the sky, symbolizing the aspirations of a united future. With unwavering determination, Halsey presented her design to the rulers of both kingdoms. Initially met with skepticism and reluctance, she passionately spoke of a new era, where the people of Eldoria would stand together, united by a common purpose. The rulers, moved by her sincerity, agreed to give the ambitious project a chance. Halsey tirelessly worked alongside craftsmen and engineers from both kingdoms. The construction of the bridge became a symbol of cooperation as workers shared techniques and ideas, breaking down the barriers that had long divided them. As the bridge took shape, so did a sense of camaraderie among the people. On the day of the grand opening, the entire population of Eldoria gathered at the bridge, their eyes filled with hope and anticipation. Halsey stood proudly as the rulers of Amberdale and Sablehaven, once estranged, clasped hands and walked across the completed structure. The bridge shimmered in the sunlight, a testament to the power of collaboration and the dreams of a young architect named Halsey. The people of Amberdale and Sablehaven, no longer bound by the chains of enmity, embraced each other on the bridge. Eldoria was no longer a land divided. It had become a symbol of harmony, thanks to the vision of a young girl who believed in the transformative power of bridges, both of stone and of the heart. The Fox, the King, and Clementine. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Eldoria, there lived a greedy king named Rupert. He levied heavy taxes on the hard-working villagers, leaving them impoverished and desperate. The people of Eldoria were yearning for someone to stand up against the tyrannical ruler, and that someone turned out to be a courageous girl named Clementine. Clementine, with her fiery red hair and a heart full of determination, couldn't stand to see her fellow villagers suffer any longer. One day, while exploring the outskirts of the village, she encountered a clever fox named Reynard. It was said that Reynard possessed extraordinary intelligence and a mischievous charm that could outsmart anyone, even the greedy King Rupert. Realizing that she needed an ally in her quest for justice, Clementine approached Reynard with a plea for help. At first, the fox was skeptical, but Clementine's sincerity and passion for the well-being of her people convinced Reynard to join forces. Together they hatched a cunning plan to outwit King Rupert and restore fairness to Eldoria. Reynard, with his sly wit and quick thinking, would infiltrate the royal court, while Clementine would rally the villagers and prepare them for the inevitable confrontation. As Reynard mingled with the courtiers and gained the trust of the king, he subtly fed Rupert misinformation, planting seeds of doubt about his advisers and sowing discord within the kingdom. Meanwhile, Clementine inspired the villagers with tales of bravery and resilience, instilling in them the courage to stand up against oppression. The tension in Eldoria escalated, and as rumours spread, the discontent among the villagers reached a boiling point. King Rupert, blinded by his own arrogance, failed to see the impending revolt. The day of reckoning arrived when the villagers, led by Clementine, confronted the king in the village square. Reynard, having played his part to perfection, revealed the extent of the king's greed and deceit. The villagers, fueled by a newfound sense of unity, demanded justice. In the face of overwhelming opposition, King Rupert had no choice but to relinquish his ill-gotten wealth and step down from the throne. With King Rupert ousted, Clementine and Reynard worked together to establish a fair and just governance system in Eldoria. The villagers celebrated their newfound freedom and thanked Clementine for her courage and Reynard for his cleverness. As the sun set over Eldoria, a sense of justice and harmony returned to the village. Clementine and Reynard became legendary figures, their story passed down through generations as a reminder that even the cleverest fox and the bravest girl could overcome the greediest king and restore fairness to the realm. The Parrot Treasure. I want to tell you a story. Chiara, a skilled linguist with a passion for ancient languages and cultures, found herself immersed in the dusty archives of a forgotten library. Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she deciphered the cryptic inscriptions on an ancient map she had stumbled upon. Little did she know that this discovery would lead her to an extraordinary adventure. One day, as Chiara was engrossed in her studies, a colourful parrot with vibrant feathers landed on her windowsill. To her amazement, the parrot spoke in a language that seemed almost otherworldly. Intrigued, Chiara reached out to the feathered visitor, and to her surprise, they began conversing in a language that transcended the barriers of human understanding. The parrot, named Saffron, was no ordinary bird. Over the centuries, it had absorbed the wisdom of its previous owners, each passing on their knowledge and secrets. Saffron had been the silent witness to countless tales and adventures, and now it chose Chiara to be its confidant. As Chiara and Saffron developed an extraordinary bond, the parrot slowly unveiled the secrets hidden within the ancient map. It spoke of a long-lost treasure buried deep within a mystical island, guarded by puzzles and challenges that only a linguist of Chiara's caliber could unravel. However, Saffron emphasized that the true treasure wasn't the gold or jewels, but the lessons hidden within the journey itself. The importance of trust, friendship, and understanding among fellow adventurers. The parrot had seen greed tear apart many who sought the treasure for personal gain, and it believed that Chiara, with her genuine passion for knowledge, could change that narrative. Guided by Saffron's knowledge, Chiara embarked on a daring expedition, facing linguistic puzzles, ancient riddles, and treacherous terrain. Along the way, she encountered fellow seekers enticed by the promise of riches. Yet, with Saffron as her guide, Chiara demonstrated the power of collaboration and trust, turning potential rivals into valuable allies. In the end, Chiara and her newfound companions reached the heart of the island, where the treasure lay hidden. As they opened the long-forgotten vault, they discovered not just riches, but a collection of ancient scrolls containing the accumulated wisdom of generations. The journey had taught Chiara and her friends that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the bonds of trust and camaraderie. With the treasure as a symbol of their shared experiences, Chiara and her companions left the island, their hearts enriched by the lessons learned from a talking parrot named Saffron. The Magical Bakery. I want to tell you a story. In the heart of a charming town named Sweet Haven, there lived a kind-hearted baker named Liliana. Liliana's bakery, Liliana's Delights, was renowned for its delectable pastries and warm, welcoming atmosphere. Every morning, the intoxicating aroma of freshly baked treats wafted through the air, enticing locals to start their day with a smile. One day, while rummaging through the dusty shelves of an old bookstore, Liliana stumbled upon a forgotten recipe book titled The Enchanted Baker's Grimoire. Intrigued, she flipped through its worn pages and discovered recipes unlike any she had seen before. The book promised to transform ordinary ingredients into magical delights that would bring joy and wonder to those who tasted them. Eager to share the newfound magic with her community, Liliana wasted no time in trying out the first recipe: sunshine muffins. As she mixed the ingredients with care and whispered a few words of kindness, a radiant glow emanated from the batter. When the muffins emerged from the oven, they sparkled with a golden light. The next morning, Liliana placed the sunshine muffins in her bakery display. As customers took their first bite, a wave of warmth and happiness swept through them. News of the enchanting muffins quickly spread, and soon people from neighbouring towns flocked to Sweet Haven to experience the magic for themselves. Liliana continued experimenting with the magical recipes, creating moonlit macarons that sparkled like stars in the night sky, and whimsical cupcakes that changed flavours with every bite. Each creation brought delight to those who indulged, and Liliana's bakery became a hub of joy and laughter. As the word spread, Liliana's magical treats reached beyond Sweet Haven. Folks travelled from far and wide to taste the wonders of Liliana's Delights. The once sleepy town flourished with newfound energy, and the people of Sweet Haven embraced the enchantment that Liliana's baking brought into their lives. Liliana, ever humble and kind, shared the magic freely, teaching her fellow bakers the secrets of the Enchanted Baker's Grimoire. Together they transformed Sweet Haven into a haven of joy and enchantment, where the air was always sweet and every bite carried a hint of magic. And so, in the heart of Sweet Haven, Liliana's bakery became a place where ordinary ingredients were transformed into magical delights, spreading happiness to all who crossed its threshold. The enchanting aroma of Liliana's creations lingered in the air, leaving a lasting legacy of warmth, kindness, and the magic of a baker with a heart as sweet as her treats. The Green Heart. I want to tell you a story. In the heart of a forgotten land lay the town of Shadowhaven, a place cursed by eternal darkness. The sun had long abandoned the skies, leaving the town in perpetual twilight. The people of Shadowhaven lived in shadows, their spirits dampened by the never-ending night that shrouded their homes. Amidst this desolation, there lived a young girl named Gemma. She was unlike the rest of the townsfolk, for she possessed a glowing green heart that radiated with warmth and light. Gemma's heart, a mysterious gift bestowed upon her at birth, became a beacon of hope in the darkest corners of Shadowhaven. Gemma's mere presence brought a flicker of joy to the faces of those who crossed her path. Her green heart, like a miniature sun, illuminated the gloomy streets as she walked through the town. The townspeople began to gather around her, drawn by the light and the inexplicable sense of happiness that radiated from her being. Despite the curse that gripped Shadowhaven, Gemma remained unaffected by the perpetual darkness. She spent her days spreading cheer and laughter, singing songs that echoed through the quiet streets. The once despondent townspeople found solace in her company, their hearts thawing from the icy grip of despair. Word of Gemma's gift spread, reaching even the elders who had resigned themselves to the eternal night. They sought her out, curious and desperate for a glimmer of hope. Gemma, with her unwavering optimism, agreed to help lift the curse that had plagued Shadowhaven for generations. Guided by her glowing green heart, Gemma embarked on a journey to discover the origins of the darkness that had ensnared her town. She faced challenges and encountered magical creatures that tested her resolve, but her radiant heart proved to be an unyielding force against the shadows. As Gemma delved deeper into the mystery, she uncovered a long-forgotten tale of sorrow and regret. The curse had been born from the pain of a grieving soul, seeking solace in the shadows. Touched by compassion, Gemma reached out to the tormented spirit, offering a glimmer of understanding and forgiveness. In that moment, the curse began to lift. Slowly but surely, the darkness that had plagued Shadowhaven started to dissipate. The first rays of sunlight in centuries pierced through the thick clouds, bathing the town in a warm and golden glow. The townspeople, once resigned to eternal night, emerged from their homes, their faces bathed in the long-lost light. Gratitude filled their hearts as they witnessed the transformation of their beloved town. Gemma, with her glowing green heart, had brought light not only to Shadowhaven, but also to the souls of its inhabitants. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a brilliant array of colours across the sky, Gemma stood at the centre of the once-cursed town. Her heart continued to glow, a symbol of resilience and the triumph of light over darkness. Shadowhaven had been reborn, and its people would forever remember the girl with the green heart who brought joy to their lives and banished the eternal night. The Lumberjack King. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the heart of the enchanted forest, there lived a young girl named Nova. Nova possessed a rare and magical gift. She could communicate with trees. Since her earliest memories, she had found solace and friendship in the whispers of the ancient oaks, the rustling of the willows, and the laughter of the evergreen pines. One day, Nova sensed an unsettling disturbance in the air. The vibrant harmony of the enchanted forest had been replaced by a dissonant hum, and the trees spoke of impending danger. The nefarious Lumberjack King, driven by greed and blinded by a desire for wealth, had set his sights on the heartwood of the enchanted forest. Determined to save her beloved home, Nova embarked on a quest to unite the forces of nature against the imminent threat. With the guidance of her wise tree friends, she sought out the spirits of the wind, water, and earth. Together they formed a formidable alliance to protect the delicate balance of their magical realm. Armed with newfound courage, Nova confronted the Lumberjack King. She spoke to him not with anger, but with the gentle wisdom she had gained from the trees. Nova shared tales of the forest's history, its importance in maintaining the equilibrium of the world, and the irreplaceable value of its ancient trees. The Lumberjack King, initially dismissive, found himself captivated by Nova's words. The empathy he felt for the enchanted beings of the forest started to grow, and a change began within him. Nova's ability to communicate the interconnectedness of all living things touched the dormant compassion buried deep within the Lumberjack King's heart. As they talked, the once formidable threat began to unravel. The Lumberjack King, humbled by Nova's gentle guidance, called off his destructive plans. Instead, he pledged to become a steward of the forest, learning from Nova and the trees how to sustainably coexist with nature. With the enchanted forest saved, Nova's reputation as a guardian spread far and wide. People from neighbouring lands came to learn from her, and the lessons of environmental stewardship echoed throughout the realms. The once imperilled realm thrived, and the balance between magic and nature was restored. And so Nova, the girl who spoke to trees, became a beacon of hope and a symbol of the transformative power of compassion and understanding. The enchanted forest, once on the brink of destruction, flourished under the watchful eyes of those who had learned the importance of living in harmony with the natural world. The healing laughter. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldridge, nestled between rolling hills and whispering pines, there was an unusual scarcity of laughter. The villagers, burdened by the weight of their daily struggles, had forgotten the sweet melody of joy. The sun rose and set, marking time with solemnity, and the laughter that once echoed through the cobblestone streets had become a distant memory. But amidst the subdued atmosphere, there lived a young girl named Mackenzie, whose heart brimmed with an irrepressible cheerfulness. Mackenzie, with her sparkling blue eyes and a perpetual grin, seemed like a burst of sunlight in a perpetual twilight. Her laughter, a melodic giggle that danced like wind chimes in a gentle breeze, was infectious. Mackenzie lived with her grandparents, the elders of the village, who cherished her zest for life. Every morning she would skip through the cobblestone streets, a basket of wildflowers in hand, greeting everyone she passed with a cheerful, "Good morning." The villagers, initially taken aback by Mackenzie's exuberance, soon found themselves drawn to her infectious laughter. One day Mackenzie decided to share her joy with the entire village. With the help of her grandparents, she organised a festival of laughter. Colourful banners adorned the village square, and the air was filled with the scent of freshly baked treats. Mackenzie, donned in a vibrant dress that matched her spirit, stood at the centre of it all. The villagers, curious yet hesitant, gathered in the square. Mackenzie, undeterred, began to share jokes and funny stories. Her contagious giggle echoed through the village, breaking the silence that had gripped Eldridge for so long. Slowly but surely, the stoic expressions on the faces of the villagers transformed into smiles, and then into hearty laughter. As Mackenzie's laughter reverberated through the square, a magical thing happened. The villagers began to rediscover the joy that had long eluded them. The festival of laughter turned into a celebration of life, love, and the simple pleasure of shared laughter. From that day forward, Eldridge was a changed village. Laughter became a part of daily life, and the heavy clouds of gloom lifted. Mackenzie's infectious giggle had become the village's medicine, healing hearts and fostering a sense of community. The once scarce laughter now filled the air, a testament to the power of one cheerful girl who refused to let her village forget the magic of merriment. And so, in Eldridge, the laughter that had been lost was found again, echoing through the cobblestone streets and hills, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, joy could be rekindled by the laughter of a single, cheerful soul. The Unity Mural. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time in the quaint village of Serenity Springs, nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a young and vibrant artist named Ocean. With a heart as vast as the sky and dreams as boundless as the ocean, she aspired to paint a masterpiece that would unite her community. Serenity Springs was a close-knit village, yet the people often found themselves caught in the currents of everyday life, forgetting the strength that lay in their unity. Sensing the need for a reminder, Ocean decided to embark on a project that would not only showcase her artistic prowess, but also stir the spirits of her fellow villagers. With unwavering determination, Ocean spent days exploring the hills and talking to the villagers to understand the essence of their shared history. She listened to the stories of the elders, the aspirations of the youth, and the dreams that wove the fabric of Serenity Springs. As she gathered inspiration, she sketched and painted in her small studio, letting her imagination dance with the colours on her palette. Finally, the day arrived when Ocean was ready to bring her vision to life. She stood before the blank wall at the heart of the village, a canvas waiting to be transformed. With each stroke of her brush, she depicted scenes of unity and togetherness. The mural told the story of Serenity Springs, a tale of triumphs, struggles, and the unbreakable bond that held the community together. The vibrant colours mirrored the diversity of the villagers, each hue representing a unique contribution to the tapestry of their shared existence. Scenes of farmers working side by side in the fields, children playing together in the meadows, and elders sharing wisdom under the ancient tree adorned the mural. Ocean poured her heart into every detail, infusing the artwork with a spirit that could be felt by anyone who gazed upon it. As word spread about Ocean's mural, a palpable shift occurred in Serenity Springs. People began to see themselves reflected in the artwork, recognizing the strength that lay in their diversity and shared history. The mural became a focal point for the community, a symbol of their collective identity and the power of coming together for a common goal. Inspired by the mural, the villagers started working collaboratively on various projects that would benefit the entire community. A community garden flourished, tended to by hands that once toiled individually. The once silent village square echoed with laughter and the exchange of ideas as people gathered to discuss ways to improve their home. Ocean's mural had not only beautified the village, but had also breathed life into the spirit of unity that had always resided within Serenity Springs. Through her art, Ocean had sparked a transformation that went beyond the colours on the wall, creating a legacy of collaboration and togetherness that would endure for generations to come. And as the sun set over the hills, casting warm hues upon the mural, the village of Serenity Springs stood united, a living canvas of shared dreams and aspirations. The Archer and Aetherion. I want to tell you a story. In the quiet village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a skilled archer named Piper. She was known throughout the land for her unmatched precision and unwavering aim, but her heart held a secret desire for something more profound than mere accolades. One misty morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of pink and gold, a mystical creature stumbled into Eldoria. A wounded magical horse, its once vibrant coat now dulled and its wings drooping, sought refuge in the outskirts of the village. Villagers cowered in fear, unsure of how to approach the majestic yet ailing being. News of the magical horse spread like wildfire, reaching Piper's keen ears. Without a moment's hesitation, she strapped her bow across her back, secured a quiver of arrows, and set forth to the edge of Eldoria. There, beneath the ancient oak trees, she found the magnificent creature. Piper's eyes softened as she beheld the injured horse. Recognizing the vulnerability beneath the magical exterior, she approached with caution. The horse, sensing her genuine intent, lowered its head in acknowledgement. Piper reached out, her touch gentle yet purposeful, and began to assess the extent of the creature's wounds. As the days passed, Piper tirelessly cared for the magical horse, tending to its injuries with a healer's touch and feeding it with the nourishing herbs found in the nearby woods. With each passing moment, a bond formed between them, one that transcended the physical realm. During their time together, Piper learned the horse's name, Aetherion. Aetherion, in return, shared tales of a magical realm where balance and harmony were threatened by dark forces. The horse's mission had been to warn the inhabitants of Eldoria and seek assistance, but it had been ambushed and wounded along the way. Piper listened intently, her heart swelling with a newfound purpose. The realization dawned upon her that true strength was not merely measured in arrows and skill, but in the willingness to protect the vulnerable, to stand as a shield against the encroaching shadows. As Aetherion's strength gradually returned, so did Piper's resolve. Together, they faced the looming threat that lingered on the outskirts of Eldoria. With her bow drawn and Aetherion by her side, Piper stood as a guardian of both the mystical and the mundane. In the end, it was not just the archer's arrows that saved Eldoria, but the alliance formed between a skilled archer and a magical horse, one that demonstrated the true strength that arises from protecting the vulnerable and embracing the profound connection between beings no matter how different. And so, the village of Eldoria thrived, not just in the absence of darkness, but in the presence of a newfound understanding that strength indeed comes from the heart. The Timekeeper's Hourglass. I want to tell you a story. In the bustling land of Swiftoria, time raced like a relentless river, sweeping everything in its current. The people of Swiftoria were always in a hurry, rushing through their lives without pausing to appreciate the beauty that surrounded them. In the heart of Swiftoria lived a wise young girl named Quilla. Unlike the others, Quilla possessed a curiosity that transcended the hurried pace of her world. She spent her days exploring the hidden corners of her village, seeking the secrets that time had hidden away. One day, as Quilla wandered through a forgotten alley, she stumbled upon a dusty old bookstore. The wrinkled shopkeeper, who seemed as ancient as time itself, greeted her with a knowing smile. "Ah, young one, you have the eyes of someone who seeks more than the swift moments of life." Intrigued, Quilla browsed through the musty shelves until her fingers brushed against a peculiar hourglass. Its frame was adorned with intricate golden patterns, and the sand inside shimmered with a magical glow. The shopkeeper explained that it was the Timekeeper's hourglass, a forgotten relic from a time long ago. "This hourglass," the shopkeeper whispered, "has the power to slow down time. With it, you can savor each precious moment, escaping the relentless rush that consumes our lives." Quilla's heart fluttered with excitement as she clutched the hourglass in her hands. Eager to test its magic, she whispered, "Kronos, grant me the gift of time's embrace." To her astonishment, the hourglass responded, and the world around her began to slow. Colours deepened, sounds became more distinct, and the hurried footsteps of the Swiftorians transformed into a gentle melody. Quilla revelled in this newfound gift, strolling through her village with an unhurried pace. She watched dewdrops glisten like diamonds on blades of grass, and listened to the laughter of children, each note resonating with pure joy. Time became her ally, revealing the intricate details hidden within the swift currents of life. As Quilla continued to explore, she discovered that the Timekeeper's hourglass not only allowed her to savor moments, but also granted her the wisdom to appreciate their fleeting nature. With every turn of the hourglass, she gained insights that transcended the constraints of time. Word of Quilla's magical hourglass spread throughout Swiftoria, and people began to question the relentless pace of their lives. Inspired by Quilla's wisdom, they too sought moments of respite from the swift currents of time. In the heart of Swiftoria, Quilla became a beacon of tranquility, a reminder that life's beauty lay not in its speed, but in the ability to savor each precious moment. And so, in a land where time moved swiftly, Quilla and her magical hourglass taught the people to dance with time rather than be swept away by its relentless tide. The Courageous Foresight. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldridge, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, lived a young girl named Rhys. With her sparkling blue eyes and golden locks that danced in the wind, she was a beacon of joy for the villagers. Yet, what set her apart was a gift that lay hidden within her, a rare and extraordinary ability to glimpse into the future. From a tender age, Rhys could see snippets of what lay ahead, like pieces of a puzzle waiting to be put together. It was both a blessing and a burden, for the weight of foresight was not easy for a young heart to bear. She witnessed joyous celebrations and heartbreaking farewells, moments of triumph and the shadows of impending challenges. One day, while wandering through the ancient woods, Rhys saw a vision that sent shivers down her spine. The village she loved was engulfed in darkness, its people in despair. Determined to alter this ominous fate, Rhys knew she had to summon the courage within her to change the course of destiny. With each passing day, she delved deeper into her visions, deciphering the clues that would unlock the secrets of the impending doom. It became evident that an ancient artifact, hidden within the heart of the forbidden forest, held the key to averting disaster. The path leading to it was treacherous, guarded by mythical creatures and enchanted obstacles. But Rhys knew she had to face her fears. Armed with her foresight and fueled by an unwavering determination, Rhys embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the forbidden forest. Along the way, she encountered challenges that tested her resilience and moments that demanded she confront her deepest fears. But with each trial, Rhys discovered a reservoir of courage within her, a strength she never knew she possessed. As she finally reached the hidden chamber, the ancient artifact revealed itself. A shimmering crystal pulsating with untold power. Rhys hesitated for a moment, realizing that altering the future required not only the wisdom to see it, but the bravery to shape it. With a resolute heart, she touched the crystal, unleashing a surge of energy that rippled through time and space. The village of Eldridge was transformed. The darkness lifted, replaced by the warm embrace of sunlight. The people, once shrouded in despair, now rejoiced in the newfound light. Rhys had not only glimpsed into the future, but had altered its course, rewriting destiny with her courage and determination. Returning to Eldridge as a heroine, Rhys understood the true essence of her gift. Foresight was not merely about seeing the future, but about having the strength to change it. From that day forward, she became a beacon of inspiration for her village, teaching them that the future was not a fixed path, but a canvas waiting to be painted with the colours of courage and determination. The mystical threads. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Eldora, there lived a young and gifted seamstress named Sandra. Her nimble fingers danced gracefully across fabrics, weaving tales of elegance and beauty with every stitch. Despite her remarkable talent, Sandra struggled with self-doubt and lacked the confidence to showcase her creations to the world. One sunny afternoon, as Sandra roamed the bustling marketplace in search of inspiration, she stumbled upon a mysterious little shop tucked away in a corner. The shopkeeper, an old woman with twinkling eyes, greeted Sandra warmly and beckoned her inside. The shop was filled with enchanting fabrics, sparkling threads, and an air of magic that tingled in the air. In the centre of the room, Sandra's gaze fell upon a dazzling dress that seemed to radiate with an ethereal glow. The shopkeeper, sensing Sandra's curiosity, revealed the dress's secret. It was no ordinary garment, but a magical creation that held the power to instill confidence and inner strength in anyone who wore it. Eager to experience this enchantment, Sandra hesitantly slipped into the dress. Instantly, she felt a surge of warmth and energy coursing through her veins. The dress whispered words of encouragement, boosting her self-esteem and banishing her insecurities. As Sandra twirled in front of the mirror, she marvelled at the newfound confidence that flowed within her. From that day forward, Sandra and the magical dress became inseparable companions. The dress not only enhanced Sandra's skills as a seamstress, but also taught her valuable lessons about resilience and inner strength. Together, they embarked on a journey to showcase Sandra's creations, each dress telling a story of empowerment and self-discovery. Word of Sandra's magical dresses spread far and wide, drawing attention from royalty and commoners alike. Soon the once doubtful seamstress found herself at the centre of attention, surrounded by admirers who marvelled at her creations. The magical dress had not only transformed Sandra's outward appearance, but had also ignited a fire within her, allowing her true brilliance to shine. As Sandra continued to flourish in her craft, she never forgot the lessons the magical dress had taught her. She embraced challenges with courage, faced adversity with resilience, and inspired others to believe in their own capabilities. Eldora became known not only for its talented seamstress, but also for the magical dresses that radiated confidence and inner strength to anyone fortunate enough to wear them. And so, in the heart of Eldora, Sandra's tale unfolded, a story of a young seamstress who found not only her voice in the art of creation, but also the courage to share her brilliance with the world, all thanks to a magical dress that believed in her when she couldn't believe in herself. The Colors of Talia. I want to tell you a story. In the small village of Eldoria, colours had long faded from the world. The once vibrant hues of nature had dulled into muted shades of grey, leaving the villagers in a perpetual state of melancholy. The sunsets were a mere whisper of their former glory, and the flowers that once danced in a riot of colours now stood like silent witnesses to a bygone era. Among the villagers lived Talia, a quiet and introspective painter with a heart full of dreams and a spirit that refused to surrender to the dullness around her. Every stroke of her brush was an act of rebellion against the colourless reality that had enveloped Eldoria. Talia spent her days exploring the outskirts of the village, searching for remnants of beauty that had survived the desaturation of the world. One day, while wandering through a forgotten meadow, Talia stumbled upon a cluster of wildflowers that seemed to defy the prevailing gloom. With eyes widened in awe, she delicately plucked the vibrant blossoms and rushed back to her humble studio. There, surrounded by blank canvases, Talia set to work, determined to breathe life back into the monochrome existence of her people. Her brush danced across the canvas, releasing bursts of colour that had long been absent from Eldoria. The once grey landscapes transformed into scenes of breathtaking beauty, filled with vivid purples, radiant yellows and lush greens. The villagers, initially sceptical, couldn't help but be drawn to the mesmerising artwork that adorned the walls of Talia's studio. Word of Talia's magical paintings spread like wildfire through Eldoria. Soon, curious faces began to appear at her doorstep, seeking refuge from the colourless world outside. As they stepped into her studio, a sense of wonder enveloped them, and for the first time in years, smiles replaced the sombre expressions that had become the norm. Talia's art became a beacon of hope, a testament to the transformative power of creativity and self-expression. Inspired by her work, the villagers started to infuse colour back into their lives. They planted vibrant gardens, painted their homes in cheerful shades, and even began wearing clothes adorned with bold patterns. The once dull village of Eldoria underwent a remarkable metamorphosis, and it was all thanks to the indomitable spirit of a painter named Talia. Her art not only restored colour to the world, but also rekindled the spark of imagination and joy within the hearts of her fellow villagers. In Eldoria, the power of creativity had triumphed over the desaturation of despair, proving that even in the darkest of times, a single stroke of brilliance could illuminate the entire canvas of life. The Resilient Garden. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time in the quaint town of Meadowbrook, there lived a young girl named Willa. Willa's fascination with plants and flowers began at a tender age when her grandmother, a seasoned botanist, shared tales of the magical world hidden within the petals and leaves. As the years passed, Willa's passion blossomed, and she aspired to follow in her grandmother's footsteps. Meadowbrook was known for its picturesque landscapes, but it was also a place that faced its fair share of challenges. The townsfolk endured storms, harsh winters, and other adversities that tested the community's spirit. Inspired by her grandmother's stories and fueled by her own dreams, Willa set out to create something extraordinary, a garden of resilience. Willa's garden wasn't just a collection of pretty flowers, it was a testament to strength and perseverance. She carefully selected seeds, known for their ability to endure tough conditions. Through trial and error, she learned the delicate art of cultivating a garden that could thrive even in the face of adversity. The townspeople watched in awe as Willa's garden of resilience transformed a once barren patch of land into a vibrant oasis. In the heart of the garden stood a magnificent tree, its branches reaching out like protective arms. It bore the symbol of strength, a beautiful flower that bloomed even during the harshest of times, the resilience blossom. Willa, with her infectious enthusiasm, began to host workshops and educational sessions in her garden. Children and adults alike gathered to learn the valuable lessons that the resilient flora imparted. She spoke of the importance of standing tall in the face of challenges, much like the sturdy oak in the centre of her garden. Seasons came and went, but Willa's garden of resilience remained a beacon of hope for the community. The townspeople found solace and inspiration among the vibrant colours and fragrant blooms. In times of hardship, they would wander through the garden, drawing strength from the tenacity of Willa's carefully nurtured plants. One day, a fierce storm swept through Meadowbrook, testing the resilience of both people and nature. As the winds howled and the rain poured, the townsfolk sought refuge in Willa's garden. They marvelled at how the flowers and trees held firm, their roots anchored deeply in the soil. It was then that they truly understood the profound lesson the garden had been teaching, that strength and beauty could coexist, even in the most challenging circumstances. Willa, with her hands stained by the soil and her heart filled with pride, stood amidst the storm alongside her fellow townspeople. Together they weathered the tempest, knowing that, like the resilient garden, they too could emerge stronger. And so, in the town of Meadowbrook, Willa's Garden of Resilience became more than just a collection of plants. It became a living testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within every heart, willing to face life's storms with courage and grace. The Harp with a Name. I want to tell you a story. In the enchanting land of Eldoria, where magic whispered through the winds and every sunset painted the sky in hues of gold and amethyst, there lived a gifted young girl named Bobby. She had an innate connection with music, and her fingers danced across the strings of her violin with a grace that mesmerized all who heard her play. Eldoria was a kingdom torn apart by discord and strife. The once harmonious melodies that resonated through the hills and valleys had faded, replaced by the dissonance of disagreements and feuds. The kingdom yearned for a unifying force, and little did they know, their salvation lay in the hands of the young musician, Bobby. One day, as Bobby wandered through the ancient woods near her home, she stumbled upon a hidden glade bathed in a soft, ethereal light. In the centre of the glade stood a magnificent harp, its golden strings shimmering with a magical glow. Intrigued, Bobby approached the instrument, and as her fingers touched its strings, a gentle melody filled the air. To her amazement, the harp seemed to respond to her emotions, playing tunes that echoed the depths of her heart. Bobby realized she had discovered a magical harp that responded to the purity of one's intentions. Over time, she formed a deep bond with the instrument, and it revealed its name, Harmony. With Harmony by her side, Bobby set out to bring music back to the hearts of the people in Eldoria. As she played, the melodies of kindness and compassion that emanated from the magical harp began to weave their way into the very fabric of the kingdom. The citizens, once divided, found solace in the enchanting tunes that resonated through the air. Bobby's music touched the hearts of the rulers, melting away their pride and prejudices. Inspired by the melodies of Harmony, they put aside their differences and worked together to heal the wounds that had plagued the kingdom for far too long. Word of Bobby and her magical harp spread far and wide, reaching even the farthest corners of Eldoria. The kingdom, once fractured, now stood united, bathed in the harmonious glow of understanding and love. Bobby and Harmony became symbols of hope and unity, their music echoing through the ages as a testament to the transformative power of kindness. The once divided kingdom of Eldoria flourished, and the melodies of Harmony continued to resonate, a reminder that even in the darkest times, the magic of music and friendship could bring light to the world. The Golden Discovery. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the quaint town of Meadowbrook, there lived a curious young girl named Unity. With a heart full of curiosity and a spirit yearning for adventure, Unity spent her days exploring the meadows and forests that surrounded her home. One sunny afternoon, while wandering deep into the heart of the enchanted woods, she stumbled upon an ancient oak tree with a mysterious hollow at its base. Unable to resist the allure of the unknown, Unity cautiously approached the tree. As she peered inside the hollow, her eyes widened with amazement. Resting on a bed of moss was a small, intricately crafted golden key. Unity's fingers tingled with excitement as she gingerly picked it up, marvelling at its beauty and wondering what secrets it might hold. Driven by an insatiable sense of adventure, Unity decided to follow her instincts. She retraced her steps through the dense woods until she reached a clearing, bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun. There, she discovered an ancient stone archway hidden amidst the foliage. With a hopeful heart, Unity inserted the golden key into this keyhole at the center of the archway. As the key turned, a dazzling portal emerged, swirling with radiant light. Unity hesitated for a moment, her heart pounding with anticipation, before stepping through the gateway into a realm unlike any she had ever imagined. The realm was a place of wonder and beauty, where kindness and generosity reigned supreme. Glittering streams of silver flowed through lush meadows, and colourful flowers bloomed in abundance. Trees whispered tales of goodwill, and the air was filled with the laughter of joyful creatures. Unity soon realized that the golden key had unlocked a portal to the land of generosity, a magical realm where selflessness and compassion were the currency of the land. In this extraordinary place, Unity encountered benevolent beings who shared their gifts without hesitation, and the very air seemed to vibrate with the warmth of generosity. Over time, Unity immersed herself in the spirit of the land of generosity, learning valuable lessons about the beauty of giving without expecting anything in return. She made friends with the enchanted creatures of the realm, and together they embarked on adventures that celebrated the magic of kindness. As Unity continued to explore the land of generosity, she discovered that the golden key was not just a portal opener, but a symbol of the potential for goodness within every heart. And so, with the golden key in hand, Unity became a beacon of generosity herself, spreading the magic of kindness wherever her adventures took her, both in the enchanted realm and back in Meadowbrook. And so, the tale of Unity, the young girl explorer, and the land of generosity became a legend, inspiring generations to come to embrace the transformative power of selfless giving and kindness. The Helpful Hive. I want to tell you a story. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and golden fields, there lived a young girl named Autumn. Her connection with nature was extraordinary. She possessed the unique ability to communicate with bees. While her village thrived on agriculture, the crops were failing due to a mysterious ailment that plagued the fields. One day, Autumn noticed distressed bees buzzing around the dying flowers. Concerned, she approached the hive, and to her surprise, the bees communicated with her through gentle hums and intricate dances. The bees were struggling too, and they revealed that a malevolent force was disrupting the natural order of the village. Determined to save her home, Autumn forged an alliance with the bees. She spent days understanding their language and learning about their intricate society. In return, Autumn promised to find a solution to the troubles that affected both the villagers and the bees. Together, Autumn and her newfound bee allies embarked on a journey through the vibrant meadows and dense forests. Along the way, the bees guided Autumn to the heart of the problem, a dark force that disrupted the balance of nature. They discovered that the village's neglect of the environment had led to a decline in the bee population, affecting pollination and ultimately causing the crops to wither. Realizing the importance of collaboration between humans and nature, Autumn worked tirelessly to educate her fellow villagers about the vital role bees played in sustaining the ecosystem. With newfound knowledge, the villagers began to adopt sustainable farming practices and created bee-friendly habitats. As Autumn and the bees continued their efforts, the village gradually transformed. The fields once barren began to bloom with colourful flowers, and the air buzzed with the hum of thriving bees. The alliance between Autumn and the bees had not only saved the crops, but also rejuvenated the entire ecosystem. The villagers learned to appreciate the delicate balance of nature, understanding that their well-being was intricately connected to the health of the environment. Autumn became a symbol of harmony and collaboration, reminding everyone that by working together with the natural world, they could ensure the prosperity of their village for generations to come. And so, Autumn's village flourished, its success echoing the importance of embracing nature and recognizing the significance of every creature in the delicate dance of life. Courageous boy. I want to tell you a story. In the kingdom of Eldoria, fear cast a long shadow over the land. The tyrannical King Malgrim ruled with an iron fist, suppressing the people's spirits and extinguishing any spark of dissent. The once vibrant streets now echoed with the hushed whispers of the oppressed, afraid to speak their minds. In a small village on the outskirts of Eldoria, a brave boy named Arthur lived with his family. Arthur possessed a unique power that set him apart from others, the power of courage. While fear gripped the hearts of his fellow villagers, Arthur refused to succumb to it. He had heard tales of a time when Eldoria was free, and its people lived without the chains of oppression. One day, as Arthur witnessed the cruel injustice meted out by the king's enforcers, a fire ignited within him. He could no longer stand idly by, watching his people suffer. With the power of courage burning brightly in his heart, Arthur decided to embark on a journey to unite the oppressed and lead a rebellion against King Malgrim. Arthur's first challenge was to overcome the fear instilled in the hearts of his fellow villagers. He began by sharing stories of Eldoria's once glorious past, where freedom and justice prevailed. Slowly but surely, he inspired others to break free from the shackles of fear and join the cause. As the rebellion gained momentum, Arthur faced numerous obstacles. King Malgrim's spies lurked in every corner, ready to extinguish any hope of uprising. Yet Arthur's courage proved infectious, and soon a diverse group of rebels rallied behind him, farmers, artisans, and even disgruntled members of the royal guard who yearned for a just and fair kingdom. Arthur's journey was fraught with danger, but his unwavering spirit and the power of courage carried him through. He devised strategic plans, outwitted the king's enforcers, and slowly chipped away at the pillars of fear that upheld King Malgrim's regime. The decisive moment came when Arthur and his rebels reached the heart of Eldoria, the towering castle where King Malgrim resided. The final battle ensued, and the power of courage clashed with the oppressive rule that had gripped the kingdom for far too long. In the end, Arthur's courage prevailed. King Malgrim was overthrown, and Eldoria saw the dawn of a new era. The people, once silenced by fear, now stood tall and proud. Arthur, the brave boy with the power of courage, became a symbol of hope and resilience. The kingdom that had been ruled by fear was transformed into a realm where justice, freedom, and the importance of standing up for oneself were celebrated. Arthur's legacy lived on, inspiring future generations to embrace the power within themselves and never bow to the chains of oppression. The Weather Mystery. I want to tell you a story. In the small village of Rivertide, nestled between rolling hills and a crystal-clear river, lived a young girl named Bailey. Unbeknownst to the villagers, Bailey possessed a unique gift. She could understand the language of the water. From a young age, she could hear the whispers of the river, the murmurs of raindrops, and the secrets carried by the wind. This extraordinary ability made her an outcast, feared and misunderstood by those who could not comprehend the magic that flowed through her veins. One day, as Bailey wandered along the riverbank, she sensed a disturbance in the water's language. The river spoke of impending danger, and the raindrops murmured anxiously about a mysterious force that threatened to unleash chaos upon Rivertide. Determined to protect her village, Bailey embarked on a journey to unravel the weather-related mystery. Her first stop was the ancient oakwood forest, where the trees whispered tales of the past. Bailey stood beneath the towering branches, her eyes closed, as she let the wind carry the secrets of the forest to her. The trees spoke of a forgotten artifact hidden deep within the heart of the woods, the rainstone. Legend had it that the rainstone had the power to control the weather, and whoever possessed it could bring harmony or chaos to the land. Bailey, fueled by a sense of urgency, ventured into the heart of Oakwood Forest. Guided by the whispers of the trees, she navigated through the dense foliage until she discovered a hidden cavern. Deep within the cavern, she found the rainstone, a sparkling gem pulsating with ancient energy. As she touched it, a surge of power coursed through her, connecting her with the very essence of the elements. Armed with the rainstone, Bailey returned to Rivertide. The sky had darkened with ominous clouds, and the air was thick with tension. The villagers, unaware of the impending disaster, looked to Bailey for guidance. Holding the rainstone aloft, she channeled her connection to the elements and spoke to the water, wind, and clouds. Bailey discovered that a malevolent sorcerer, envious of Rivertide's prosperity, had harnessed the power of the storm to bring destruction to the village. With the rainstone in her possession, she confronted the sorcerer in a climactic battle that raged across the sky. Lightning crackled and thunder roared as the elements clashed in a dance of magic and power. In the end, Bailey's connection to the language of the water proved stronger than the sorcerer's dark ambitions. With a final burst of energy, she redirected the storm away from Rivertide, dispersing the dark clouds and restoring peace to the village. The grateful villagers, once fearful of Bailey's abilities, now hailed her as a hero. They recognized the gift she possessed and celebrated the harmony she had restored. Bailey, having proven that her unique ability could be a force for good, continued to live in Rivertide as a guardian of the elements, ensuring that the village thrived under the watchful guidance of the girl who could understand the language of the water. The Intention Serum. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldoria, nestled between misty mountains and lush forests, lived a young alchemist named Christine. She was known for her insatiable curiosity and her penchant for experimenting with potions and elixirs. One day, as she perused an ancient tome in her cluttered laboratory, she stumbled upon a forgotten recipe for a potion that purportedly revealed the true intentions of others. Excitement coursed through Christine as she gathered the rare ingredients required for the mysterious concoction. Moonlight herbs, crystallized whispers, and the essence of sincerity were carefully measured and combined in her bubbling cauldron. The air filled with a mysterious glow as the potion's fragrance enveloped the room. With trembling hands, Christine cautiously sipped the elixir. At first nothing seemed to happen, and she frowned, disappointed. However, as she ventured outside, the world transformed before her eyes. The true intentions of those around her were laid bare, visible in a shimmering aura that surrounded each person. In the village square, she observed a kindly merchant whose warm intentions radiated like a gentle breeze. Nearby, a group of friends laughed together with genuine camaraderie, their auras intertwining in harmony. However, as Christine walked further, she encountered a revelation that sent a shiver down her spine. A figure she had always regarded as a trusted confidant exuded a dark and deceptive aura. Shocked, Christine realized that this person harbored intentions far from the friendship she believed they shared. The potion had unveiled the truth, revealing a web of lies and deceit that had been carefully concealed. Heartbroken and disillusioned, Christine retreated to her laboratory. The experience weighed heavily on her, and she grappled with the newfound knowledge. As the days passed, she came to understand the importance of discernment. The potion had shown her that not everything was as it seemed, and blind trust could lead to betrayal. Rather than harboring bitterness, Christine chose to use her newfound wisdom to navigate the complexities of human relationships. She learned to observe the subtleties in people's actions, to listen not just to their words, but to the sincerity behind them. The potion had gifted her the ability to discern true intentions, and with it, Christine became a wiser and more discerning alchemist. In the end, the discovery of the potion became a catalyst for personal growth. Christine continued to pursue her alchemical endeavors, sharing her knowledge with others, but always mindful of the importance of discernment in a world where intentions could be as elusive as the alchemical mysteries she sought to unravel. The true beauty. I want to tell you a story. In a quaint village surrounded by ancient woods, there existed a peculiar tradition. Enchanted mirrors adorned every corner. These magical mirrors were no ordinary reflective surfaces. They possessed the power to reveal the true nature of a person's heart. The villagers believed that beauty lay not in appearances, but in the kindness within. Dinah, a young girl with sparkling blue eyes and a cascade of chestnut curls, grew up in this unique village. She lived with her grandmother, a wise woman who had seen the world transform over many years. Dinah, like the other children, had heard tales of the enchanted mirrors and the profound wisdom they held. On Dinah's 15th birthday, her grandmother presented her with a small, ornate mirror that shimmered with an ethereal glow. "This mirror will show you the beauty within," her grandmother said, her eyes filled with warmth and love. Excitement filled Dinah's heart as she gazed into the mirror, but to her surprise, the reflection showed her a version of herself she didn't recognize, one that appeared plain and ordinary. Confused, she sought answers from her grandmother. "Ah, my dear," her grandmother chuckled, "true beauty lies not in the outward appearance, but in the kindness that resides in your heart. The mirror reflects the beauty of your soul, not the superficial features of your face." Dinah, determined to understand the true meaning of beauty, set out on a journey of self-discovery. She ventured into the heart of the enchanted woods, where magical creatures whispered ancient secrets and mystical flowers bloomed in a dazzling array of colors. Along the way, she encountered various challenges that tested her patience, compassion, and courage. As she faced these trials, the enchanted mirror began to change. No longer did it show a simple reflection. Instead, it revealed scenes of Dinah's acts of kindness, moments of empathy, and instances of selflessness. The once plain mirror now radiated a brilliant light, capturing the beauty that dwelled within her heart. Word of Dinah's journey spread throughout the village, and the villagers marveled at the transformation of her mirror. They began to understand the profound truth that had always been embedded in their enchanted mirrors, that true beauty blossoms from the seeds of kindness and compassion. In the end, Dinah returned to her village, not as a girl obsessed with appearances, but as a wise young woman who understood the significance of a kind heart. The enchanted mirrors, now reflecting the newfound wisdom of the villagers, served as a constant reminder that true beauty is timeless and everlasting, rooted in the depths of one's soul. And so, the village flourished with a newfound appreciation for the beauty that truly mattered, the beauty of the heart. The Wounded Phoenix. I want to tell you a story. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a young girl named Eden. She possessed a unique and extraordinary gift, the power to heal with just a touch. Her mere presence radiated warmth, and she had an innate ability to mend the wounds, both physical and emotional, of those around her. One day, as Eden explored the outskirts of the village, she heard a faint cry echoing through the trees. Following the sound, she stumbled upon a majestic phoenix with vibrant plumage, its wings battered and singed. The mythical creature lay on the forest floor, weakened and vulnerable. Eden approached the wounded phoenix with caution, her heart filled with empathy. Despite its fiery appearance, the creature's eyes held a deep sadness that tugged at her soul. She extended her hand and gently touched the phoenix's injured wing. A soft glow emanated from her fingertips, and a warmth enveloped the magnificent bird. As Eden healed the phoenix's wounds, an unspoken connection formed between them. The once flickering flames in the phoenix's eyes began to dance with newfound life. Gratitude and trust blossomed in the creature's heart, and it regarded Eden with a sense of companionship. From that day forward, Eden and the phoenix became inseparable. The villagers marveled at the sight of the girl and the mythical bird, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. As they spent time together, Eden discovered that her healing touch not only mended physical wounds but also had the power to mend the deepest scars of the soul. The phoenix, in turn, shared its ancient wisdom with Eden. It spoke of the transformative nature of compassion and the healing power that lay within genuine connections. Together, they embarked on a journey to spread kindness and understanding throughout the village, inspiring others to open their hearts to one another. Eden's compassion became a beacon of hope, and the once divided community began to unite under the shared understanding that healing was not just a physical act, but a profound exchange of love and empathy. The village flourished, and the scars of the past were gradually replaced by a tapestry of newfound connections. As Eden and the Phoenix continued their journey, they encountered others in need of healing. Through their compassion and understanding, they transformed not only the lives of individuals, but also the very fabric of the world around them. And so, the girl named Eden and the Phoenix soared through the skies, their wings of compassion spreading a transformative light wherever they went. The Inspiring Weaver. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldenwood, nestled between rolling hills and whispering trees, there lived a young weaver named Freya. From an early age, Freya possessed an extraordinary talent for turning simple threads into intricate works of art. Her nimble fingers danced across the loom, creating patterns that seemed to capture the very essence of nature. Freya's heart, however, yearned for something more than mere beauty in her creations. She felt a deep connection with the world around her and sought to express the interconnectedness of all living beings through her art. One day, inspired by the vibrant tapestry of life that surrounded her, she embarked on a quest to craft a masterpiece that would evoke empathy and understanding among her fellow villagers. For weeks, Freya wandered through the meadows and forests, observing the delicate dance of butterflies, the harmonious songs of birds, and the quiet strength of ancient trees. Each element of nature whispered its story to her, and Freya listened attentively, absorbing the threads of interconnectedness that wove through every living being. Returning to her humble cottage, Freya began her work. With skilled hands and a heart full of purpose, she carefully selected threads of various colours, each representing a different facet of life. The greens represented the flourishing forests, the blues mirrored the flowing rivers, and the warm reds depicted the beating hearts of all creatures. As the tapestry took shape, Freya's vision unfolded before her eyes. She crafted scenes of animals coexisting in harmony, plants sharing the same soil, and rivers connecting distant landscapes. Every intricate detail radiated a sense of unity, showcasing the delicate balance that bound all living beings together. Word of Freya's extraordinary tapestry spread throughout the village, drawing curious onlookers to witness the marvel she had created. As they gazed upon the masterpiece, a profound shift occurred within their hearts. The villagers began to see themselves not as isolated individuals, but as threads in the grand tapestry of life, each contributing to the beauty of the whole. The tapestry became a source of inspiration and contemplation for the villagers. It adorned the communal hall where gatherings took place, fostering conversations that transcended differences and celebrated the shared essence of existence. Freya's creation had become a powerful catalyst for empathy and understanding. In time, the message woven into the tapestry reached far beyond Eldenwood. Travellers from neighbouring villages marvelled at the artistry and the profound meaning behind the threads. Freya's masterpiece became a symbol of unity, reminding people that, despite their diverse paths, they were all connected in the intricate fabric of life. And so, in the village of Eldenwood, Freya, the skilled young weaver, left a lasting legacy. A tapestry that not only adorned the walls, but also wrapped the hearts of those who beheld it in the warmth of understanding and compassion. The Bold Dreamer. I want to tell you a story. In the mystical kingdom of Celestria, dreams weren't just whimsical fantasies, they were tangible entities that floated through the air like ethereal orbs. The Dream Keepers, a group of gifted individuals, were tasked with collecting these dreams and preserving them in the Dream Repository, a majestic palace that shimmered with the hopes and aspirations of the people. In the quaint village of Lumina, nestled on the outskirts of Calestria, lived a young girl named Gracelyn. Unlike others, Gracelyn possessed a rare gift, the ability to shape her own destiny. Her dreams were vivid and powerful, and she could weave them into reality with a mere thought. Yet, Gracelyn harboured a burning desire within her heart, to inspire others to dream boldly and embrace the magic that lay within their hearts. One day, as Gracelyn strolled through Lumina's cobbled streets, she noticed the villagers immersed in their daily routines, their dreams confined to the boundaries of practicality. Determined to ignite the spark of imagination, Gracelyn gathered the townsfolk in the central square and spoke passionately about the limitless possibilities that dreams held. She shared tales of her own adventures, of dreams that had taken her to far-off lands, introduced her to mythical creatures, and unveiled hidden talents within herself. Gracelyn's words resonated with the villagers, stirring a sense of curiosity and yearning within their hearts. Word of Gracelyn's inspiring words spread like wildfire throughout Celestria, reaching even the ears of the Dreamkeepers. Intrigued by her ability to not only shape her destiny, but also inspire others to dream boldly, they invited Gracelyn to the Dream Repository. In the grand halls of the repository, Gracelyn marvelled at the kaleidoscope of dreams that adorned the walls. The Dreamkeepers, usually stoic and reserved, were captivated by her contagious enthusiasm. They offered her a unique task, to weave a dream that would unite the kingdom in a shared vision of hope and limitless possibilities. With a twinkle in her eye, Gracelyn embraced the challenge. Night after night, she wandered through the ethereal landscapes of her mind, collecting fragments of dreams from the people of Celestria. Combining these fragments, she crafted a tapestry of dreams that transcended the ordinary. The Dreamkeepers, witnessing the magnificence of Gracelyn's creation, couldn't help but be moved. The dream she wove was a symphony of aspirations, a melody of courage, and a dance of resilience. As the dream enveloped the kingdom, the people felt a surge of inspiration, and a collective sense of purpose bound them together. Gracelyn's journey, from the humble village of Lumina to the heart of Celestria, became a legend told for generations. The Dream Repository shone brighter than ever, filled not only with individual dreams, but also with the shared dream of a kingdom that dared to dream boldly. And so, in the kingdom where dreams were collected, Gracelyn's legacy lived on, a testament to the transformative power of one girl's ability to shape her destiny and inspire others to dream beyond the boundaries of their imagination. The Shoes of Truth. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint town of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and bubbling streams, lived a young girl named Harlow. At just 12 years old, Harlow was known for her boundless curiosity and knack for inventing. Her workshop, a cluttered room filled with gears, gadgets, and a rainbow of wires, was a testament to her insatiable desire to create. One day, as Harlow strolled through the town square, she overheard a conversation about the importance of honesty and integrity. Intrigued by the idea of encouraging these virtues, she decided to put her inventive skills to use. Harlow spent days locked away in her workshop, tirelessly experimenting and tinkering. Finally, she emerged with a remarkable creation, a pair of shoes unlike any other. These weren't ordinary shoes, they were Harlow's Shoes of Truth. The Shoes of Truth had a sleek design with embedded sensors and tiny LED lights. Harlow had ingeniously programmed them to guide the wearer on the path of honesty and integrity. When someone donned the shoes and veered away from the truth, the LEDs would gently pulse in warning. However, when the wearer embraced honesty, the shoes responded with a soft glow and a subtle hum. Excited about her creation, Harlow decided to test the Shoes of Truth on herself first. As she walked through Willowbrook wearing the magical footwear, she felt a sense of responsibility and accountability. The shoes became her silent companions, nudging her towards truthfulness in every interaction. word about Harlow's invention spread like wildfire through Willowbrook. The town, recognizing the potential for positive change, embraced the Shoes of Truth with open arms. Harlow's creation became a symbol of integrity, and soon people from neighbouring villages were clamouring for their own pair. As the Shoes of Truth found their way into the lives of many, Willowbrook transformed into a community where honesty and integrity were valued above all else. People started resolving conflicts through open communication, and trust flourished between neighbours. Harlow, the clever young inventor, basked in the joy of witnessing her creation contribute to the betterment of society. The Shoes of Truth didn't just guide footsteps, they paved the way for a more honest and compassionate world. Harlow's inventive spirit had left an indelible mark on Willowbrook, reminding everyone that even the smallest acts of creativity could lead to monumental change. The Distressed Mermaid. I want to tell you a story. Itzel always felt a deep connection to the ocean. Born in a coastal town, she spent her days exploring the shores and listening to the rhythmic whispers of the waves. Little did she know that her life was about to change when she discovered a mysterious mermaid tangled in a net one stormy afternoon. The mermaid, named Marina, was in distress. Her once vibrant scales were dulled, and her eyes reflected a profound sadness. Itzel's heart ached for the mermaid, and an unexplainable warmth emanated from within her. She could sense Marina's emotions, as if they were her own. With a compassionate heart, Itzel approached Marina, gently cutting away the tangled net that ensnared her. As the last strand was severed, Itzel felt a surge of emotions flood her senses. Marina's pain, loneliness, and despair were overwhelming, but Itzel didn't shy away. Instead, she embraced the emotions, allowing herself to fully understand the mermaid's struggles. In that moment, a bond formed between Itzel and Marina that transcended the boundaries of land and sea. Itzel's gift of empathy allowed her to not only feel Marina's emotions, but also to communicate with her without words. They shared memories, dreams, and fears, forging a connection that went beyond the surface. As they spent time together, Itzel discovered that Marina's home, the Coral Kingdom, was suffering from pollution caused by human activities. The once vibrant and thriving underwater world was now withering away. Itzel knew she had to help not just for Marina's sake, but for the entire ocean ecosystem. Driven by her newfound understanding, Itzel rallied the coastal community to take action. They organised beach cleanups, educated others about the impact of pollution, and worked towards sustainable practices. Itzel's empathy became a catalyst for change, as people began to recognise the interconnectedness of all living beings. The more Itzel and Marina worked together, the stronger their connection became. Itzel's empathy not only healed Marina's wounded spirit, but also inspired a movement to protect the oceans. The coastal town transformed into an advocate for environmental conservation, and the once troubled mermaid became a symbol of hope. Through their shared journey, Itzel learned that true connection goes beyond words and appearances. It is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others that forges bonds that withstand the test of time. Itzel and Marina's story became a testament to the power of empathy, proving that when people open their hearts to one another, they can create positive change and preserve the beauty of the world they share. The Magical Flute. I want to tell you a story. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and whispering trees, an unusual silence gripped the air. The people of this village lived in a world where laughter had become a distant memory, and the melody of life had been replaced by an eerie hush. It was as if an unseen force had cast a spell, muffling the joy that once echoed through the cobblestony streets. In the heart of this silent village lived a young girl named Juniper. Her emerald eyes sparkled with an inner light that seemed to defy the prevailing gloom. Juniper possessed a magical flute, passed down through generations in her family. Its enchanting tunes were said to have the power to break any spell. However, Juniper had always been warned not to play it, for the villagers feared the consequences of disturbing the silence. One day, as Juniper wandered through the desolate streets, she could no longer bear the weight of the oppressive quiet. Determined to bring back the laughter and joy that had been stolen from her people, she decided to take a bold step. With a deep breath, she raised the magical flute to her lips and began to play. The first notes echoed softly through the village, causing the wind to dance and the leaves to rustle. Slowly, the enchanting melody filled the air, wrapping around the buildings and seeping into the very essence of the village. At first, the villagers peeked out from behind closed doors, hesitant to believe that the silence could be broken. But as Juniper continued to play, the magic of her flute began to work its wonders. The streets came alive with the laughter of children, and the once muted conversations of adults started to resonate like a vibrant symphony. The spell that had held the village captive for so long began to crumble, shattered by the power of music and joy. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the villagers gathered in the town square, their faces transformed from solemn expressions to radiant smiles. Juniper, with her magical flute, stood at the centre, the saviour of the village. The once silent streets now reverberated with the harmonious blend of laughter and music. From that day forward, the villagers embraced the beauty of sound, recognising its ability to uplift and unite. Juniper's magical flute became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the quietest moments, the power of music and laughter could break through the darkest spells and bring light to the hearts of those who had almost forgotten how to smile. The Fountain of Compassion. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, lived a young boy named Canto. Known for his exceptional skills in navigation, Canto possessed an uncanny ability to read the stars and the land like no other. His talent was a source of wonder and admiration among the villagers. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the attic of his grandfather's house, Canto stumbled upon an old, dusty parchment. Unfurling it carefully, his eyes widened as he saw an intricate map adorned with symbols and markings he had never seen before. The map depicted a mystical journey that led to a place called the Fountain of Compassion. Intrigued, Canto decided to embark on this mysterious adventure. Armed with his trusty compass and a sense of curiosity, he set out on a quest that would not only test his navigational skills, but also teach him profound lessons about empathy and understanding. As Canto followed the map through dense forests, across rushing rivers, and over towering mountains, he encountered various challenges. Along the way, he met people from different walks of life, each with their own struggles and stories. Canto's keen sense of empathy allowed him to connect with them, understanding their fears, joys, and sorrows. One day, as he reached the foothills of the misty mountains, Canto encountered an elderly woman named Elara. She was sitting alone, gazing at the horizon with a heavy heart. Canto approached her and, with genuine kindness, offered a listening ear. Elara began to share her tales of lost love and the pain she carried within. Deeply moved, Canto realized that the Fountain of Compassion was not just a physical destination, but a metaphor for the understanding and empathy he had developed on his journey. Inspired by Elara's story, he decided to stay by her side, offering comfort and companionship. In time, Canto's kindness and understanding spread throughout the land. The news of his journey and the lessons he learned reached the villagers of Eldoria. They soon realized that the true treasure lay not in the Fountain of Compassion, but in the connections they formed with one another. As Canto returned to Eldoria, he carried the wisdom of empathy and understanding in his heart. The villagers, inspired by his journey, embraced these values, creating a harmonious community where compassion flourished. Canto's map became a symbol of the transformative power of empathy, reminding all who saw it that the true journey lies in the connections we make with others. The Linguist and the Fairy. I want to tell you a story. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young girl named Lacey. Lacey possessed a unique gift that set her apart from the other children. She had an extraordinary talent for languages. She could effortlessly understand and speak any language she encountered, whether it be the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, or the whispers of the wind. One day, as Lacey wandered through the enchanted woods near her home, she heard a faint cry. Following the sound, she stumbled upon a tiny lost fairy with shimmering wings caught in a thicket of brambles. With gentle hands, Lacey freed the fairy, who introduced herself as Celestia. Grateful for Lacey's help, Celestia fluttered around her new friend, leaving a trail of sparkling dust in her wake. To Lacey's amazement, she found herself understanding Celestia's language, a melodic symphony of delicate tones and twinkling sounds. Celestia, it turned out, was a guardian of the forest and the creatures that dwelled within. She thanked Lacey for rescuing her, and in return offered to share her wisdom about the importance of communication. As they sat on a moss-covered rock, Celestia explained, "Lacey, your gift of languages is a precious treasure. It goes beyond mere words. It's about understanding the heartbeat of the world. Every being, big or small, has a voice, a language, and a story to tell. It's through communication that we build bridges between different worlds, fostering unity and harmony." In the following days, Lacey and Celestia embarked on magical adventures, exploring the depths of the forest and communicating with its inhabitants. Lacey discovered the wisdom of ancient trees, the playful banter of mischievous fairies, and the solemn conversations of wise old owls. Word of Lacey's gift spread throughout the village, and soon people sought her guidance to mediate disputes, bridge cultural gaps, and even understand the needs of their pets. Lacey became a cherished member of her community, using her gift to bring people together. As the seasons changed, Lacey and Celestia's friendship deepened. Celestia, in turn, learned to appreciate the beauty of human languages and the diverse ways in which beings communicated. Their friendship became a symbol of the harmony that could be achieved through understanding and connection. And so, in the heart of the enchanted woods, a young girl named Lacey and a fairy named Celestia continued to weave the tapestry of communication, proving that the gift of languages, when used with compassion and empathy, could create a world where every voice was heard and understood. The Herbalist and the Sorceress. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a young herbalist named Merida. She possessed a rare talent for understanding the language of plants and herbs, a skill passed down through generations in her family. Eldoria had always been a peaceful place until an ominous curse descended upon it, bringing misery and despair to the villagers. Merida, with her determination to save her home, embarked on a journey to discover a cure for the curse. One day, deep in the mystical, whispering woods, she stumbled upon a mysterious figure cloaked in shadows. The woman introduced herself as Seraphina, a sorceress with knowledge of ancient magic. Despite her initial hesitations, Merida sensed a kindred spirit in Seraphina and shared her quest to break the curse. Seraphina, in turn, revealed that the curse was a result of dark forces that had been awakened by the villagers' unwitting interference with a sacred artifact. The two women decided to combine their unique skills, Merida's knowledge of herbs and Seraphina's expertise in magic, to unravel the mysteries surrounding the curse. As they delved into their research, Merida and Seraphina formed a strong bond. Merida's soothing herbal concoctions complemented Seraphina's powerful spells, creating a harmonious blend of nature and magic. Together, they collected rare ingredients from the heart of the Whispering Woods and consulted ancient tomes to unlock the secrets of the curse. Days turned into nights as the duo toiled relentlessly, determined to lift the shadow that loomed over Eldoria. Slowly, they discovered the ritual that could break the curse, involving a combination of a rare moonlit herb and a spell woven under the light of the blood moon. On the eve of the next blood moon, Merida and Seraphina performed the ritual in the village square, surrounded by curious and anxious villagers. The air crackled with magic as the moonlit herb released its soothing fragrance, and Seraphina's incantations echoed through the night. As the final words were spoken, a burst of energy illuminated the square, dispelling the curse that had plagued Eldoria. The villagers, once filled with despair, now erupted into cheers of joy and gratitude. Merida and Seraphina stood side by side, smiling at the newfound peace they had brought to Eldoria. The once secretive sorceress had become a cherished member of the community, and Merida's reputation as a skilled herbalist grew even more. In the end, Merida and Seraphina's unlikely friendship and their combined knowledge not only saved Eldoria from the curse, but also strengthened the bond between magic and nature in the hearts of the villagers. The tale of the young herbalist and the secretive sorceress became a cherished legend, passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of unity and the magic that exists in the most unexpected alliances. The King's Illusions. I want to tell you a story. In the mystical kingdom of Eldoria, illusions danced like shadows, and reality itself seemed to be under the spell of a master manipulator. King Valerian, a cunning illusionist, had ruled the land for decades, using his magic to shape perceptions and control minds. The citizens lived in a dazzling world of illusions, unaware of the truth that lurked beneath the surface. In the heart of Eldoria lived Ophelia, a curious and determined young girl with an insatiable thirst for truth. Ophelia had always been immune to the illusions that enchanted the rest of the kingdom. Her eyes saw through the mirages, and her heart yearned for the reality that lay hidden. She felt a calling to unravel the mysteries of Eldoria. One day, Ophelia crossed paths with Nathan, a skilled young boy detective with a sharp mind and keen observation skills. Nathan had been investigating the peculiar occurrences in the kingdom, suspecting that something was amiss. When he witnessed Ophelia effortlessly seeing through an intricate illusion, he realized that she held the key to unlocking the truth. United by a common goal, Ophelia and Nathan decided to join forces. Together, they delved into the secrets of Eldoria, navigating through the illusions that Valerian had carefully crafted. The duo faced challenges that twisted reality, making it difficult to distinguish fact from fiction. However, Ophelia's innate ability to perceive the truth and Nathan's analytical mind proved to be a formidable combination. As they ventured deeper into the kingdom's mysteries, they discovered hidden passages and concealed truths. They encountered enchanted forests that concealed the scars of a kingdom oppressed and manipulated. Ophelia's unwavering determination and Nathan's deductive skills uncovered the painful realities that had been obscured by illusions for far too long. Word spread about the daring duo, challenging the illusions of Eldoria, and citizens began to question the world they had always known. The resistance against King Valerian gained momentum as more people saw through the illusions, realizing the depth of deception that had plagued their lives. In a climactic confrontation, Ophelia and Nathan confronted King Valerian in his grand illusionary palace. The battle between reality and deception unfolded as the young truth-seeker and the skilled detective exposed the illusions for what they were. With the truth laid bare, the citizens of Eldoria rose against the manipulative king, demanding a life free from the shackles of illusions. Ophelia and Nathan became heroes in Eldoria, heralding a new era of transparency and enlightenment. The kingdom, once veiled in illusions, now embraced the reality that had long been suppressed. Ophelia's unwavering pursuit of truth and Nathan's sharp detective skills had shattered the illusions that bound Eldoria, bringing forth a brighter and truer reality for all its inhabitants. Translating Pendant. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young girl named Petra. Unlike the other children in the village who played hide-and-seek or chased butterflies, Petra was always found tinkering away in her father's old workshop. Her nimble fingers danced among gears and wires, creating contraptions that seemed to defy the laws of nature. Petra's fascination with the magical creatures that roamed the surrounding woods inspired her inventions. Eldoria was known for its enchanting creatures, sprites, talking animals, and mystical beings that existed harmoniously with the villagers. However, there was one significant barrier: communication. The villagers couldn't understand the language of the enchanted creatures, and vice versa. This lack of understanding sometimes led to misunderstandings and conflicts. Determined to bridge this gap, Petra devoted herself to creating a device that could translate the language of enchanted creatures into words the villagers could understand. After months of sleepless nights and countless experiments, she finally held in her hands the invention that would change everything: the Enchanter Lingua. The Enchanter Lingua was a small, intricately designed device that resembled a delicate pendant. When activated, it emitted a soft glow and began translating the magical language into clear, comprehensible words. Petra couldn't wait to test her invention in the heart of the enchanted forest. One sunny morning, she ventured into the woods with the Enchanter Lingua hanging around her neck. As she strolled deeper into the magical realm, she encountered a group of chattering fairies. With the device activated, Petra greeted them in their own language, and to her delight, the fairies responded with joy. Word spread quickly among the enchanted creatures about the girl who could understand their language. Soon, the once hidden world became a bustling hub of communication between villagers and magical beings. Eldoria transformed into a harmonious haven where both sides could work together to maintain balance and protect the enchanted forest. Petra's invention not only fostered cooperation, but also sparked new friendships and understanding between the two worlds. The once mysterious and fearful creatures became valued members of the community, contributing their magical abilities to help the villagers in times of need. As news of Petra's accomplishment reached neighbouring villages, she became a symbol of innovation and unity. Eldoria became a beacon of hope, showcasing the extraordinary results that could be achieved when different worlds came together in understanding and cooperation. And so, in the heart of Eldoria, Petra continued to tinker away in her workshop, dreaming up new inventions that would further strengthen the bond between the villagers and the enchanted creatures. The tale of the talented young inventor and her Enchanter Lingua echoed through the ages, a testament to the power of creativity, empathy, and the magic that can be found in bridging the gap between worlds. The Telepathic Alliance. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and enchanted forests, lived a young girl named Renata. Renata possessed a unique gift: telepathy. From a young age, she could communicate with others through her thoughts, a power that both fascinated and frightened those around her. Eldoria had long been divided by a rift between humans and magical creatures. The village, steeped in tradition and superstition, harboured an irrational fear of anything that didn't fit the ordinary. Magic, in particular, was viewed with suspicion, and magical creatures were considered nothing more than folklore. One day, as Renata explored the outskirts of the village, she stumbled upon a secluded cottage hidden within the shadows of the ancient trees. This was the home of Rain, a misunderstood witch who had been ostracised by the villagers for her magical abilities. Rain had the power to control the weather, a talent that frightened the locals, especially when storms swept through Eldoria. As Renata and Rain crossed paths, a connection formed between them. Renata's telepathic abilities allowed her to understand Rain's true nature, beyond the rumours that surrounded her. Renata could feel the loneliness and longing for acceptance that Rain carried in her heart. Renata, fueled by empathy and a desire for change, proposed an alliance. Together they would bridge the gap between humans and magical creatures, proving that understanding could replace fear. Their journey began with small acts of kindness. Renata used her telepathic abilities to communicate with animals and magical beings, fostering a sense of unity among the once isolated creatures. Rain, in turn, used her weather manipulation to bring prosperity to the village. Crops flourished, and water sources were replenished. As Renata and Rain worked together, their friendship grew stronger. The village, initially skeptical, started to witness the positive changes brought about by this unlikely alliance. The once feared magical creatures became friends, protectors, and contributors to the prosperity of Eldoria. Despite their efforts, some villagers remained stubborn in their beliefs. In a pivotal moment, Renata used her telepathic powers to share Rain's genuine intentions with the skeptics. Minds were changed, and the village began to transform into a haven of acceptance and cooperation. Eldoria became a symbol of unity, where humans and magical creatures coexisted peacefully. The once feared witch, Rain, was now celebrated as a wise and benevolent guardian of the village. Renata, with her gift of telepathy, continued to strengthen the bonds of understanding between all living beings. And so, the story of Renata and Rain became a legend, reminding future generations that true magic lies in the power of compassion and acceptance. The Darkening Shadows. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the enchanting kingdom of Umbrelandia, where shadows held a magical secret, lived a courageous young girl named Kylie. She possessed a rare and extraordinary gift. She could bring shadows to life through her exceptional shadow puppeteering skills. However, Umbrelandia was facing a looming threat. The shadows were growing darker, gaining a life of their own, and casting an ominous cloud over the once vibrant kingdom. Kylie, with her unrivaled talent, became the beacon of hope in Umbrelandia. She spent her days crafting intricate tales with her shadowy companions, weaving stories that both captivated and inspired the kingdom's inhabitants. One day, as she performed in the town square, a mysterious figure approached, a reformed shadow thief named Manly Quinn. Manly Quinn, once notorious for stealing shadows to enhance his own powers, had experienced a change of heart. He was haunted by the shadows he had manipulated in the past and sought redemption. Hearing of Kylie's remarkable abilities, he knew she was the key to rectifying the darkness that threatened Umbrelandia. Reluctantly, Kylie agreed to join forces with Manly Quinn. Together, they embarked on a perilous journey to the heart of Umbrelandia, where the shadows were most potent. As they ventured deeper into the shadowy realm, they encountered mischievous shadow creatures and faced challenges that tested their courage and teamwork. As they pressed on, Kylie and Manly Quinn discovered the source of the growing darkness, a malevolent shadow sorcerer who sought to plunge Umbrelandia into eternal night. The sorcerer, sensing the duo's approach, unleashed his formidable shadow minions to stop them. Kylie, with her mastery over shadows, and Manly Quinn, utilizing his reformed thievery skills, fought valiantly against the dark forces. The duo's unique abilities complemented each other, creating a dazzling display of light and shadow that illuminated the path to victory. In a climactic showdown, Kylie and Manly Quinn faced the shadow sorcerer. With a combination of Kylie's enchanting puppetry and Quinn's newfound sense of justice, they managed to dispel the sorcerer's power, banishing the darkness that had threatened Umbrelandia. The kingdom, once again bathed in the warm glow of sunlight, celebrated the triumph of light over shadow. Kylie and Manly Quinn, unlikely heroes, were hailed as saviours. The duo, realising the strength of unity, continued to use their talents to bring joy and inspiration to Umbrelandia, ensuring that shadows remained a source of wonder and not a harbinger of fear. And so, Umbrelandia flourished once more, thanks to the courage of a young girl and the redemption of a former shadow thief. The Magical Gates. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint town of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lived a young architect named Rhonda. Gifted with an extraordinary imagination, Rhonda possessed a rare ability to see beyond the tangible, envisioning worlds that blended the fantastical with the practical. Her passion for architecture went beyond the mundane structures. She yearned to create something that would bridge gaps between different realms and cultures. One day, as Rhonda wandered through the ancient library of Eldoria, she stumbled upon an old book filled with stories of distant lands, each rich with unique cultures, traditions, and wonders. Inspired, Rhonda envisioned a world where these realms could connect, fostering cultural exchange and understanding among their diverse communities. Fueling her creativity, Rhonda began designing a series of magical gates, each one intricately crafted to represent the essence of the realms it connected. The first gate, named Harmony's Arch, featured swirling patterns of light and colour, symbolising the unity of diverse cultures. As Rhonda worked tirelessly on her designs, she poured her heart and soul into ensuring that each gate not only served as a physical connection, but also as a testament to the beauty of collaboration and understanding. Word of Rhonda's visionary project spread far and wide, reaching the ears of leaders from different realms who were eager to embrace the idea of interconnectedness. The first magical gate was erected at the heart of Eldoria, shimmering with an otherworldly glow that captivated the townsfolk. As Rhonda's gates opened, people from distant lands stepped through, bringing with them vibrant traditions, exotic foods, and tales of their homelands. Eldoria transformed into a bustling hub of diversity and cultural exchange. The once sleepy town became a beacon of unity, where laughter and shared experiences echoed through the streets. Rhonda's vision surpassed the boundaries of Eldoria as the magical gates spread to other realms. Each gate was a masterpiece, capturing the essence of the connected cultures. The communities flourished as they shared knowledge, art, and technology, breaking down the barriers that had once kept them apart. One day, Rhonda stood before the largest and most magnificent gate she had ever designed, the Celestial Portal. As it opened, a breathtaking realm unfolded before her eyes, merging the beauty of all connected lands into a kaleidoscope of wonders. Eldoria had become a centre for creativity, innovation, and harmonious coexistence. Rhonda's legacy as the gifted architect who brought worlds together lived on, celebrated by generations who thrived in the era of interconnected realms. The magical gate stood as a testament to the power of imagination, collaboration, and the boundless potential of a world united by understanding and acceptance. The Jealous Mirror. I want to tell you a story. In a small town nestled between rolling hills and meadows, there lived a peculiar young girl named Sabine. Sabine possessed a rare gift. She could understand the emotions of inanimate objects. It wasn't something she flaunted, for fear of being labelled strange, but it proved to be a gift that set her apart from the rest. One day, while exploring an old antique shop, Sabine came across a beautifully ornate mirror. Its frame was adorned with intricate carvings, and the glass seemed to hold a certain mysterious allure. As Sabine gazed at it, she felt a peculiar wave of emotions emanating from the mirror. To her surprise, the mirror had a personality of its own. It was jealous, envious of the other items in the shop that received more attention. Sabine sensed a longing for acknowledgement and admiration. She couldn't resist the urge to befriend this unique mirror. As days passed, Sabine spent more time with the mirror, sharing her thoughts and feelings. She began to understand the mirror's perspective, realizing that it believed it needed to reflect the beauty of the other objects in the shop to be truly valued. Sabine decided to help the mirror embrace its individuality. She encouraged it to recognize the beauty in its own craftsmanship, to appreciate the history it held within its reflection. Sabine explained that every item had its own story, its own worth, and the mirror was no exception. Initially resistant, the mirror slowly started to change its outlook. Sabine's wisdom and kindness worked wonders, and the mirror began to appreciate its uniqueness. It started to see itself as a work of art, a one-of-a-kind creation that deserved admiration for what it was. Through Sabine's guidance, the mirror learned the importance of self-acceptance and embracing its own qualities. The once jealous mirror transformed into a confident and contented object, radiating a newfound sense of pride. Sabine's ability to understand the emotions of inanimate objects not only brought her a unique friend, but also helped transform the mirror into a source of inspiration for everyone who gazed into it. The small town now had a tale of an extraordinary friendship between a young girl and a once jealous mirror, a story whispered among the townsfolk whenever they passed the antique shop. And in the reflection of that special mirror, they saw not only their own images, but also the reflection of acceptance, individuality, and the magic of friendship. The Repentant Nightmare Maker. I want to tell you a story. In the quiet village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and whispering woods, a mysterious affliction had taken hold. The villagers were tormented by nightmares that lingered long after they awoke, casting a shadow over their once happy lives. Fear and unrest spread like wildfire, and the people of Eldoria lived in perpetual dread. Tabitha, a young and brave dreamweaver, was determined to bring an end to this nightmarish curse. With her silver-threaded loom and nimble fingers, she had the ability to weave dreams into reality. Tabitha believed that by altering the nightmares, she could turn them into sources of inspiration and courage. Word of Tabitha's quest reached the ears of a repentant nightmare maker named Lucius. Once known for weaving the darkest dreams, Lucius had grown weary of the suffering he caused and sought redemption. Intrigued by Tabitha's mission, he decided to join forces with her. Under the moonlit sky, Tabitha and Lucius convened in Eldoria's town square, where the village elders had gathered in desperation. Tabitha explained her plan to transform the nightmares into dreams that would empower and embolden the villagers. Lucius, eager to make amends for his past misdeeds, lent his expertise to the endeavour. Night after night, Tabitha and Lucius worked tirelessly in the dream realm, unravelling the threads of terrifying nightmares and reweaving them into tales of strength, resilience, and hope. They conjured dreams of soaring above fearsome creatures, overcoming insurmountable challenges, and emerging victorious in the face of darkness. As the transformed dreams infiltrated the village, a subtle shift occurred. The once fearful villagers began to find solace and inspiration in their sleep. Nightmares were replaced with dreams that fueled their courage, and Eldoria started to rebuild its sense of community. One particularly memorable night, Tabitha and Lucius crafted a dream where a young girl faced her deepest fears, only to discover hidden strengths within herself. The next morning, the village woke to find that the nightmares had vanished, replaced by a newfound sense of empowerment. The people of Eldoria, grateful for the bravery and ingenuity of Tabitha and Lucius, gathered to celebrate their victory over the nightmarish plague. The once repentant nightmare maker had found redemption through collaboration with the courageous dreamweaver, proving that even the darkest aspects of existence could be transformed into sources of inspiration and courage. The village of Eldoria, once haunted by fear, now thrived in the light of dreams turned triumphant. The Riddle Master's Solution. I want to tell you a story. In the quaint kingdom of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, a mysterious curse had befallen the land. The once thriving community now lived under a shadow of gloom, with crops wilting and laughter fading. Desperation hung in the air until the townsfolk heard whispers of a skilled young translator named Ursula, known for her ability to decipher even the most cryptic languages. Ursula, with her keen intellect and curiosity, arrived in Eldoria determined to unravel the enigma that plagued the kingdom. As she delved into ancient texts and scrolls, she discovered hints of a riddle master who dwelled in the heart of the Forbidden Forest. Rumoured to be mischievous and eccentric, the riddle master was said to possess the key to breaking the curse. Undeterred by warnings, Ursula embarked on a journey into the dense woods, guided only by the rustling leaves and the distant echoes of riddles. Deep within the forest, she encountered the elusive riddle master, a cloaked figure with eyes that sparkled with both mischief and wisdom. The riddle master, known as Aetherion, welcomed Ursula with a sly grin. Intrigued by the challenge presented to her, Ursula proposed a deal. She would translate ancient texts for Aetherion, and in return he would share his riddles and assist in breaking the kingdom's curse. Aetherion, always amused by clever minds, agreed with a nod. As Ursula translated forgotten languages, Aetherion presented her with riddles that seemed to dance on the edge of impossibility. Yet, Ursula's sharp mind and Aetherion's enigmatic guidance formed an unstoppable duo. Each riddle solved brought them closer to unravelling the mysteries surrounding the curse. Together, Ursula and Aetherion navigated through cryptic symbols, deciphered ancient incantations, and uncovered the secrets hidden within the kingdom's past. As they neared the final challenge, a profound bond had formed between the translator and the riddle master. They complemented each other, their strengths merging into a force that defied the darkness looming over Eldoria. In a climactic moment, Ursula and Aetherion stood before the source of the curse, a forgotten relic pulsating with malevolent energy. With a combination of linguistic prowess and riddle-solving finesse, they dismantled the curse's intricate web, freeing Eldoria from its grip. The kingdom, bathed in the warm glow of a lifting curse, blossomed anew. Grateful townsfolk celebrated Ursula and Aetherion as heroes, recognizing the power of collaboration between intellect and riddles. As Ursula prepared to depart, Aetherion handed her a small, ancient tome, filled with riddles that he had crafted himself, a gift for their enduring friendship. Ursula, with newfound wisdom and a treasure trove of riddles, left Eldoria with the satisfaction of having used her skills not only to translate languages, but to break a curse and bring joy back to a once troubled kingdom. The legend of the skilled translator and the mischievous riddle master would be recounted for generations, a testament to the magic that thrived when intellect and wit joined forces. The Tapestry of Redemption. I want to tell you a story. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a gifted young weaver named Vember. From a young age, Vember displayed an uncanny talent for the art of weaving, creating intricate patterns and designs that seemed to come to life under her skillful hands. The villagers marvelled at her creations, but little did they know that Vember's true gift lay in her ability to weave magic into her tapestries. One day, as Vember worked on her loom in the quiet corner of her cottage, an old woman approached her. She was known as Serilda, the repentant sorceress who had once dabbled in dark arts, but sought redemption for the misdeeds of her past. Serilda had heard whispers of Vember's magical tapestries and hoped that the young weaver could help her mend her ways. Vember looked at the old sorceress with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Sensing her sincerity, she agreed to weave a special tapestry for Serilda. As she worked, she poured her heart and magic into the fabric, creating a masterpiece that would reveal hidden truths to anyone who gazed upon it. When the tapestry was complete, Vember presented it to Serilda. As she looked into the intricate patterns, a wave of realization washed over her. The tapestry unveiled the consequences of her past actions, the pain she had caused, and the suffering that lingered in the world. Serilda was moved to tears, confronted by the harsh reality of her choices. However, the tapestry did not merely expose the darkness. It also depicted a path of redemption and the potential for good that still existed within Serilda. Inspired by the hope woven into the fabric, she vowed to use her remaining magical abilities to bring healing and joy to the world. With newfound purpose, Serilda joined forces with Vember. Together they travelled from village to village, using the enchanted tapestry to reveal hidden truths and inspire repentance in those who had strayed down the wrong path. Vember's gift and Serilda's repentant heart became a powerful force for good, spreading positivity and redemption wherever they went. As they continued their journey, the tapestry served as a reminder that even the darkest threads could be rewoven into a beautiful tapestry of redemption and healing, thanks to the magic of a gifted young weaver and the repentance of a once wayward sorceress.